Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are ready to go on a sensational Saturday night. We got a little bit of AEW Collision for you tonight. We're going to have all the action, all the reaction. It's going to be a fun one. So get in that chat, click all the buttons, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Let's go and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and this is AEW Collision tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Lots to get into. Another eliminator match for whatever reason, but we will discuss it. Also, a bull rope match and so much more. So get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. I hope everyone out there is having an amazing weekend and you're happy, healthy, and safe and ready for some wrestling tonight. How you doing? Oh, wait. I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and I'm not the only one. I was the only one thrown off here a little bit. But yes, my guy. We've also got the House of Black taking on the patriarchy. Or no, they're taking on the Bullet Club Gold to decide who's going to get a shot at the patriarchy at Allin.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be both of them, Nick. I have a feeling it's going to be both, and I don't know how I feel about it. It's very interesting. I'm happy the House of Black is in something, but I'm a little torn about all this. Like, I kind of wish this is the type of stuff that I don't know why we're not getting it on Dynamite. Like, House of Black would be nice. We like the Bullet Club Gold, especially with Juice back. Is anyone even talking about the fact that Juice came back?
I don't think so. Or that even that Jay White's not there.
No, Jay White's been on the shelf for a little bit. But yeah, we will get that tonight. Everyone's talking about the bull rope match. Again, another really good rivalry. Two of the best female wrestlers in the company, Thunder Rosa, Perazzo, going to finally bury this rivalry tonight.
Are we sure about that? I feel like this should have been buried like 4 times over.
It could have been done a long time ago. It could have been out of the way. It could have been gone. But again, I think it's something that Dynamite kind of lacks a little bit, Nick. I think Dynamite could use some of this content and not have some of the other content.
Well, absolutely. I mean, these two should be focuses of your women's division besides just the title, what have you. They have a deep women's division. They just all kind of seem like a little bit of cannon fodder around it. Like this feud should have ended when they had the street fight. This feud should have ended when they had the match on a pay-per-view. This feud has already done all the bells and whistles, all the dancing, the tricks up their sleeve for this, but they just don't have anything else for them. So here's a bull rope. Have fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can't imagine. And I know because they're in Texas, there's a lot of Texas-related matches and themes and stipulations. But, I mean, again, that's kind of the rule of thumb here. But, yeah, I mean, I guess this is it. This is the big old blow-off.
Oh, yeah. Well, allegedly. We'll see. But I still think it's going to be a fantastic match. Both super talented, but I still think it'll be a great match. It'll be interesting to see. I'm trying to pull up the rest of the card. We've got Roosh versus Preston Vance. Hikaru Shida will be in action. And we've got Darby, Allin, and Hologram versus the varsity athletes. I thought they were the premier athletes. Now they're just varsity, more like junior varsity.
Yeah, they hijacked like the varsity blondes thing, and now I don't know. The weird thing about this is a few weeks ago, it was Hologram and Mystico beat the same crew. So what are we expecting different now?
New partner, I guess. I don't know. But we've got Mystico's setting up to go against Jericho. I saw that going around today. So he's halfway cutting a promo in Spanish. Yeah, he sounds like the white guy that's going to impress his date by ordering at a Mexican restaurant in Spanish.
No, it's ridiculous. What my favorite part of that was, and I think Anthony pointed it out in our chat, of like hey, I know everyone's buzzing around the world. Nobody's talking about you, Jericho, unless we're making fun of you. Nobody cares about you and Mystico. Nobody's even talking about you showing up. It's not a big deal.
Right. And then I am at least a bit excited to see FTR versus the Outrunners because I like both tag teams.
You're kind of mirror images.
A bit. I mean, well, to an extent of one's, very much, straight out of the 80s style of tag team. Well, then again, so is FTR, but they're more like 70s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, I like the vibe. I think they match up well against each other. Hopefully they get a decent amount of time, but again, it's all for naught. I mean, the Outrunners have pretty much just, collectively done the job that they're paid to do. And FTR's kind of, sort of want to fight the Bucks, kind of, sort of, not sure. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't make out where anyone has a direction going on anything.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little directionless, a little aimless.
Well, especially that tag division. We've said tag team wrestling as a whole has been down across the board in all of pro wrestling, but especially in AEW, like the Jacksons, I don't think have defended that title since they won them.
Well, did you hear the report that they're staying away from TV because they don't want to talk to the Lucha Bros?
I have not heard this, so I cannot confirm or deny. But if you're the EVPs of your fucking company and everything, why do you have to be held away or keep yourself away from TV so you don't have to interact with the talent that might be happening in the league?
Oddly enough, it came from Dave. For whatever reason, when he reports on like the Bucks and stuff, I've
had them trapped in my basement all week.
Right. The Young Bucks are reportedly working on a limited schedule dictated by their contract with AEW. The current World Tag Champions have been conspicuously absent since recent episodes, despite being so. Yeah, they've kind of gone quiet. I'm trying to find what Dave said, but it was something like inclined to not like they're choosing to work less dates because they're contractually obligated, or their contract allows them to work less dates. But Dave tied it into like part of the problem with the Lucha Brothers of like they just kind of want them to go away and then they'll show back up to work.
Well, that might be Dave just talking out his ass at that point, which isn't uncommon. But it's still interesting to me if you would work less dates as champions, as executives, as supposedly was supposed to be one of the biggest feuds in this company's history and everything, and you're still trying to work through a media rights deal, but you're got big stars on TV, so why would you pull yourself off of TV?
Well, if you guys are what you are to the company and you mean what you mean, then would you not be, and especially if the success of the company, you're pivotal to it. Right here. The Young Bucks haven't been at TV because I know Penta and Phoenix wanted to talk to them and they weren't there because of whatever. I did hear a lot of the Penta Phoenix stuff, and essentially I think Pentagon didn't want to stay and Phoenix wanted to be loyal to his brother, and that's kind of it. So there you go.
Tony ghosts the wrestlers before they release them or before they leave or anything. The Young Bucks are just trying to do it the same of just not showing up to TV that way.
Yeah, I don't understand, and maybe I have to hear more of the clip from Meltzer to tie it all together, but
you just missed out the ums and the ahs. That's all you caught out.
Right. So when it comes from Meltzer, I'm like, how much truth is in like he, we know he's in the in the AEW camp hardcore. So why would he report something false about people? And we know who his sources are, or we can assume who his sources are. So it's a really weird article or a really weird comment of like, well, Penta wanted to talk to the Bucks, but they've been off TV for whatever reason. But then it comes out, well, they've been on a sabbatical because of their contract. Either Dave knew that and omitted it or didn't want to include it. Like, I don't get this, man.
No one does. I don't even think he understands himself. But let's not avoid the chat any longer. Let's talk to the people. We won't avoid them like the Young Bucks.
No, we only got 5 minutes because we talk so much. But yeah, go click away, sir.
Fair enough. I'll start off at the very top here. We've got Michael. What up? We got Desmond becoming a new member. So shout out Desmond. We do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships as well. Be your friend, tell a friend, help support the channel, help stroke that algorithm. It's free, it costs you nothing, but it means the world to us. Damien, what up? James, what up? Eric, hey fellas, what's the over under on post match beatdowns by the heels tonight, even backstage? All of the time.
One per match, at least.
That'll just be the picture in picture. They'll just cut to backstage of just people fighting.
Right.
I haven't an attempt to do that, Nib, sir. I apologize. I'm not going to insult you by trying to guess at that. But what up? Alexis shouting out, just watching Coven Sullivan matches. Daniel, what up? Dale, what up? MDB back in action. I'm here for Thunder Rosa. Get your knee pads. Mike Rouse, what up? RM, the lumberjack match should have ended the rivalry. That's the thing, is they've had stipulation on stipulation even with these, and now we're just having another stipulation because we don't have anything else for you.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's a little unfortunate. Like, if they were building this properly and it was a straight up like a one-on-one grudge match tonight or whatever, or they've had enough that you're leading to a stipulation match at All In, and both these ladies won't even be at All In unless they're on the pre-show, which is sad. Disappointing. Right. So Raya's going to make it onto the All In. I can almost guarantee it. But Thunder Rosa won't. Taya Valkyrie won't. It's unfortunate. Yeah, and either will Deonna Perazzo, for that matter.
Right. All these big new signees are just sitting at home.
Right. People are clamoring for Jamie Hayter, and we can't even get the women we have done correctly. What's Jamie Hayter going to do?
Yeah, well, someone needs to put a fucking bell on her. We have no idea where the hell she is.
Right.
316 MMA, what up? Stoner Jesus. Oh, wait, hey, Nick, is it weird to see Nick around for Nick? Or am I just extra vitamin tonight? Extra vitamins.
I'm leaning on the vitamins on this one.
Right. Mike Roos again. What up? Corey Miller, here's a question for you, too. If a feud is firing on all cylinders, how long do you think its runtime should be? Like number of matches? That's an interesting way to look at it. It all depends how hot the feud is.
Yeah, I mean, again, if it's hot, like, I mean, we watched what's happening with Punk and McIntyre. Like, this has gone on since January. So all year with one match. So if done right, you can stretch it out. And as long as you're keeping people intrigued, then there's no reason to taper it off. And that's what I think happens with Tony, is when you blow your load too quick, I mean, you better pull another one out of the chamber fast, because if not, then the story's dead.
Yeah. And how many matches would you probably say, though, just on average? 3, 4, usually maybe
3, 4, like you one, and then a back one. If there's something funky and it's that good, you go the 4th. But generally, 4 is kind of your, like, when you start getting into 5 and 6, unless it's something like
a best of 7 series.
Yeah, how often they've done that? What, 2-3 times in the last 20 years, right? So,
well, AEW's done it 2-3 times in just like the past 5 years.
Yeah, you're not wrong to an extent.
But Mick Love Wrestler, what's up? Kevin, what up? Alexis, this show should be called Crapalition.
Oh, Alexis starting off hot.
Right. Boston, what up? Wesley, I'm watching the end of Back to the Future Part 3. So am I.
Right.
Eric Tate, what up? I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Russian Skittle, we got Polo, we got Ryan. Small Mark, what up? Grinch, what up? Where was it? Oh, there was Boss was saying that the strike continues. Yeah, my favorite part about Collision tonight is that I won't be watching it. The strike continues. This man's protesting AEW.
I'm surprised he doesn't protest Tuesdays too. What the hell?
Man doesn't even like wrestling. Bradley, what up? Hello, everybody. I just got home from Extreme Wrestling Force. Let's watch Collision. Let's go.
Let's go. Hope the show was good, sir.
Right. I'm just got the end of the movie. I'm just getting the credits now. Oh, and also don't forget we have what the fuck's it called? They're advertising it right now. The new TNT, the new AEW show that's going on right after Collision.
Yeah, TNT
Overdrive.
But I don't know what the hell it is.
We gotta at least take a peek and see what it is first.
Well, I got the opening credits to the show, Nick. I might have to go to Plan B to catch up because they've pushed it. So I might actually have to pause out for 2 seconds.
You're good. I've got TNT kicking off right now. Just a little logo.
I can't hold up, so I'm gonna
try
an alternate.
Fair enough. I got Corey Miller admitting he's listening to us while watching the Cardinals versus Saints preseason game. I was watching the Bears-Bills preseason game earlier today.
Everyone getting jazzed about the preseason. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a goddamn addiction, my guy.
That's all right. Puck coming back soon, too. So, I mean, it's crazy to think, Nick. I feel like we were just doing the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago. Here we are pushing September. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Darby Allin opening the show tonight. It's so fucked, Darby Allin and Hologram, Nick. I don't know. Like, I see a couple marks out there that are very like, oh my God, happy that, Hologram and Darby tonight. Like, I don't know how people are supporting this.
They want to support Darby, I guess. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen enough. I haven't watched too much of Hologram yet here to really see if he's, what he's all about, I guess. But there's the whole gimmick, the whole presentation meet already, and the fact that it's gotten out there that it's one of Tony's projects.
It's just only one.
But it's still, well, let's be honest. I feel like there's a few more that he just hasn't claimed yet. But that this is the direction that they're going of. Now we've got to where he brings in somebody in and completely changes their name, changes their gimmick, everything. When normally he's run more the super indie route of signing talent. They stay as they are. They, bring what you are. And they 100% just go with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They have this way of, you just bring people in. So they made a big deal, and it goes out on the internet of like, Tony Khan's brainchild is upon us, and it's this. And this, again, to me, if that is true, this shows the mentality, the maturity of Tony Khan.
It's like Lucha Glacier.
As I got Hologram.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is Shad Khan telling Tony, I want Axiom. No, you have Axiom at home.
Like, people are talking about what this guy's going to do. How do we even take him serious? And Smart Mark has a mic.
I mean, if we didn't know it was supposed to be Tony Khan's brainchild, would we really hate on it so much?
Yes, I don't get it. I mean, it's the same shit I give Axiom of like, take the mask off. I just don't get what they're trying to accomplish with this. Like, are we going to get like future world champion Hologram?
Doesn't have a ring to it.
Like, it doesn't, like, it's not a big deal. I don't understand why people are trying to convince me like, oh my God, look what Tony did.
I still think it's funny. People are like, it might be Ricochet. No, the fuck it's not.
Nope, unfortunately not for everybody.
But Josh Woods and Tony Nese out right now. Anthony, what up? He was saying how I'm only here to support you guys. I wouldn't touch Collision with a 10-inch pole.
Yeah.
Daniel,
they made it.
What's up?
Distracted for a second there, but we're about to get the start of this match, folks. If you're listening right now, get your predictions in. Let's go.
Right. Whether you're taking the varsity athletes, which is still ridiculous to me. We've got the varsity athletes, the Alpha Academy, and American Made, all the same type of shit.
Well, the only sad thing here is sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to interrupt, but we already know who's going to win. Like the same thing with Darby and Butcher last night. We already know who's going to win this match. And the big sad fact to me is Tony Nese isn't bad. Josh Woods is pretty good wrestler. That to me, they're just what are they used for? What are they doing? Like these are guys where you could have a tag team division.
But now they're enhancement instead. Because think about it. You have your world champion challenger in the wings of Darby Allin paired up with Hologram. That's clearly just to try and get this guy over.
Yeah. That would be my guess. But I mean, what is the appeal? What are we supposed to get from it?
It's literally, I think it's just because they're doing the run in San Antonio. That's where they are, right? We're gonna have, the Lucha Showcase. That's why Mortos has been featured more. That's why they brought in Gringo Loco for his debut and everything.
Yeah.
Let him just wrestle the Lucha style. That'll get over in Texas.
Yeah, but you can't play to I don't know how many people are there, 2,000 people?
Probably.
Like, you can't play to such a small crowd. You're trying to be this big national brand. Like, you got to be a little smarter than that. And there is no hope. To me, there's no hope to Hologram. It's probably Sammy Guevara.
Hologram's just hollow.
It's empty. It's empty.
Right. Daniel, what up? Rosa, what up? Matthew Childs, what up? James and Casey, who is Hologram? I can't remember. Was it Aerostar?
It's Aries. It's what's
Aries, yeah.
Aries from CMLL.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he had just done it. He had brought in Aerostar, but yeah, close but not quite. Grinch, I have more interest in Joe Hendry than any storyline in AEW.
Right.
Ooh. Canadian Destroyer from Darby on to Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Khan also shared that he knew which wrestler should play the character right after he met the young wrestler in PWG. Khan revealed there was a luchador who was going to be betraying the gimmick. So yeah, like, he's all excited. Hologram's a character I've really wanted to see in wrestling. So this is Tony Khan's real life create a wrestler. Like, if Tony Khan was going to build a wrestler, it would be this guy.
He's doing his own, like road to glory shit with Hologram of, all right, I'm going to start you off here, and then you're going to build up to here, and then maybe you'll win a title, and we'll put the world belt on you. Yeah, it's his skin own. When he goes home and plays 2K24, he makes Hologram on the game so he can play as him.
Right?
Oh, no, Steven, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, Steven letting us know it's Aramis. Yeah. Aramis, Maracas, Morenas.
No, and I mean, again, he, I believe he had a cup of tea with Lucha Underground. I believe that, I mean, the guy, I just don't get it. And I have nothing against the wrestler portraying the character because he's just doing what he's getting paid for. But this is something like Tony Khan said from his own words, like, this is something I want to bring to the table. So it shows it's like dealing with a 12-year-old kid of like, this is so cool. I've never seen a blue duck before.
I made a blue duck because I've never seen a blue duck before. I made a holographic, lucha because I've never seen one before.
So he's specifically booking for himself.
Well, I mean, wasn't he always doing that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Geekbox, what up? As I'm trying to sync up with you, I've got Woods and Darby throwing blows back and forth right now.
Give me 2 seconds, sorry, and I'm just trying to pull up my my backup.
You're good. I got Darby just.
I'm ahead of you, but there's nothing I can do about it on the one.
Yeah, I know.
AEW gets bumped by the Canadian coverage. It consistently gets bumped to its to the apps, especially like with the Olympics and stuff going on. Everything gets bumped. But AEW gets bumped a lot. Collision's always on the app. It used to be on the actual sports channel.
Well, see, TK takes a lot of bumps, and in Canada it gets bumped a lot. So there you go. It's a nice pairing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a nice cheer from the crowd. They're appreciating the action. Not a bad match, if we're being honest.
My God. I almost said, my guy, this is like some Ring of Honor. And I'm not saying that to discredit Ring of Honor, but even I saw somebody asked it in the chat. So which is AW's B show? Is it Rampage? Is it Collision? Christ, could it be Ring of Honor?
I mean, as I understand it, we got a swerve clock, unnecessary, but 50 minutes to swerve. An open challenge for the champion, by the way, on his historic title run. He's just doing open challenges on Saturday night.
Well, it's an open title eliminator.
Yeah.
So you beat him, you get to be a number one contender. You can be third in line.
They're going to have more number one contenders than like non-contenders.
Facts.
Oh,
There's
nice
just going to be literally one pay-per-view of every match is just, the next challenger. They start off with one match and they run the gamut to see who ends up at the end of the night as champion.
It's going to become a battle royal of all the number one contenders.
Right. The double flip out spot backslide into a tag and a hologram. Man's got the Red Hot Chili Peppers logos on his kick pads. Brandon, what up? We got Renee with the dot. Ooh.
Period.
Period.
Making a point.
Point blank period. Well, speaking of making points, Hologram just dumped Josh Woods on his head.
I like Josh Woods a lot. I feel like this is a guy that should get more love.
He's a guy I want to see back again in Bloodsport. Being kicked to the back of the head. What the fuck was that? He like jumped up like he was going to hit it like a rough ride or not a zigzag, and then like just kind of bounced off him and went. And they both fell back.
I think that's also part of the problem, right? Like, I mean, and we've talked about this before, Nick. I mean, when you're just scramble eggs on who you're booking, lot, like you're learning, you're on the fly for a lot of this. Like, I think that's part why we see so many botches and so many people potatoed is they're not used to working with each other consistently. There is no house shows that you can work on this shit.
Well, and again, like you said, if you're finding out, maybe day before who you're working with and all of that, then you don't get a ton of time to even go to a ring and work through it or anything. So you're calling it in the ring.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nick, I got a springboard from Hologram and he gets kicked on his way down from Josh Woods. Am I still ahead of you?
Yes, I right now have, or I believe right now I've got Darby getting thrown into the corner.
Okay.
Woods with a big knee in the corner.
Okay, right after that springboard, you're going to get a double slam on Hologram, and we will be dialed in, sir.
All righty, I will let you know if and when I get there.
I feel like that took too long. Geekbox, I feel like we're behind schedule.
Right. I feel like crushing the cloud. What the hell was that?
As we got almost, we're getting up there, folks. Let's see if we get triple digits here on this wonderful Saturday.
Right. I got a coffin drop from Darby onto the outside.
Maybe you're ahead of me.
Maybe I am. I got Nice going onto the outside. We're going to have to wait for like the first commercial break at this point to figure out when we can sync up.
What's up, Bonkers? How you doing? Yeah,
I got the finish of the match, my guy. So I
got the finish now too. You went by me.
I don't even know how.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Hologram and Darby get the win. How long before Hologram's the number one contender? One of the new pillars of the company.
Does he just stay out there for waiting for a Swerve?
Right? He answers the open challenge like, oh, fuck.
I've been here all night, motherfucker.
What do you think about what K-Dog said about the real reason Cody left because of Britt? I don't believe it in full. He has no reason to lie. I do believe it was a contributing factor. You got to figure if your wife is having a lot of issues, that's something that plays. You know what it's like when you get home, Nick, and you're just sitting there and wifey's just not happy about what's going on, and you It leads to the overall stress, especially when Tony Khan reportedly consistently defended Britt. So you're frustrated. Fuck, the Bucks won't listen. Britt's messing with my wife. My wife's not happy. I'm not happy. The fans are booing me for no reason.
Absolutely, absolutely. May not have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was definitely added on to there.
Right. As we are getting a package now for the bull rope match, I think it's being narrated by Dustin Rhodes.
It would make sense. I mean, he's kind of infamous for the bull rope matches a little bit.
Right.
Tony K said Woods and East with another L. Absolutely. Well, you booked it, my guy. Michael saying you can't deny Hologram.
Yes, we
I
can.
don't want to see Hologram. So we're going with the bull rope match now. Okay. Well, yeah, because then your 6-man tag match is probably your main event. Although this probably should have been. So I've got Thunder Rosa coming out right now, sir.
There comes Thunder. Oh, so why we're doing the bull rope match now?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Why would you go second? Why would you not go first or last?
Because getting reasons, man. I'm trying to fucking come up with excuses for this now, and it doesn't make sense anymore.
I just assumed that this would main event the Saturday show.
I would have assumed so, especially because it's the one with the big step. I mean, it's got to be. Now you're obviously got a main event with the 6-man tag match, but I still think have the women go on last. If this is supposed to be truly the end of the feud, and you've got it, and it's a bull rope match and a Texas bull rope match. And I think it was somebody in the chat was mentioning, is this the first women's Texas bull rope match? Why not have that be a big moment to close out the show?
Why would that not be the main event? Why would that follow Darby and Hologram?
Well, yeah, why would it? Well, that's even a better question of why doesn't it at least go on first? If you're not going to go on last, then you open the show with it. You do cold open video package for Collision and start right off onto the way, because we don't know how long this is going to take, folks. But I've got Deonna Perazzo coming out right now. Tony K saying, got to put Swerve in the main event to give mystery. No, he's only got 50 minutes. He's going to be within the first hour, or at start of the top of the hour.
He might be the main event. TK might be right on this one, though. He comes out, but like again, if what? Who's really gonna like? Nobody's. It's not a main event thing. Like it would be a cool way to start the show, to be honest. Swerve comes out, hey everybody, I'm the world champ. I'm here on Saturday. You give him a fucking, Josh Woods or Tony Nese, accept the challenge. He beats one of them, and then it's a nice little touch for your champion and moves on. Like I don't know.
Right.
I'm really surprised. Like that this is the second match of the night.
Well, the fat man saying with a PH saying Tony is doing his best Vince imitation. Just don't get pooped on, dude.
I said it over and over. Tony Khan is more like Vince McMahon than Triple H is.
At this point, it's kind of becoming obvious.
Yeah, almost undeniable, Nick.
Matthew saying it does feel like WCW 2001 all over again. As we're underway, folks, so let us know who you're taking in this Texas bull rope match. So you would have an eliminator match, main event your show that just got added the day of the fucking show, versus the bull rope match, which is what you built your goddamn show on.
Right? Like, how did that happen?
I'm taking Thunder Rosa in this because Texas.
Because Texas. I'll go Deonna, but I feel more inclined to agree with you, but I'll go Deonna.
Fair enough. I mean, this could still go either way.
100%. I mean, this is two phenomenal pro wrestlers about to go at it, folks.
As elbow off the apron onto Deonna on the outside here. Oh, into the ring steps. Deonna, you don't wear white in a bull rope match, especially after Labor Day.
Before Labor Day, we're good.
Right? There we go. Rapunzel. Does Taya Valkyrie still have a job?
Yes.
Sir, would you like to answer?
Yeah. I mean, again, I get the question. She's been working with Johnny more now. They're kind of like the annoying heel couple. But again, we haven't seen her a whole lot.
Right. Oh, backstabber. It's so weird with how they like this shit. Like, you really, after like the first 5 rows, you don't know if there's people back there.
I don't know. It really does look like a down south show. Like it's definitely got that South American vibe of the big screen and then the lights in the background. Feel like I'm watching a little AAA right now.
Absolutely. As that's interesting. Perazzo just kind of baseball slid out of the ring and used the rope to whip Thunder Rosa backwards off the top there.
And she's now in the trio. Whoa.
Ooh. I had her just getting pulled face first into the turnbuckle. Are you there, sir? Ooh.
I got them playing tug of war. Thunder Rosa hits the post.
Let me know when you get the bell to the head.
Here comes the bell. Right now.
There we go. Damon taking Diana for the win. RM taking Rosa. RM Diana's won the last three. Don't think so. I think Thunder Rosa actually won the last one, if I'm remembering correctly.
Thunder Rosa, I believe, won the last one, yes.
But then again, that's saying right there that we've already had 4 or 5 of these damn matches. So
right. Thunder Rosa busted open.
Just smashed in the face with that cowbell. As I'm in picture, Bradley saying, if I was Thunder Rosa, I wouldn't shutter Mission Pro Wrestling because Tony Khan might not use her very much. She should have that to fall back on if AEW doesn't work out. I'm not giving her professional business advice, and I think that that's a terrible way to even run your own personal business. If you're doing that, like scared that, well, Tony won't book me now or something.
Yeah, no, you can work from a place of fear. And beyond that, I mean, Thunder Rosa's got lots of places that she would go and be welcomed and utilized. She has a great reputation, a great history, not just for in the ring, but training as well. So, but I do have her throwing a big clothesline.
She's just gushing, my guy. I've got a table getting pulled out right now. Would you say you're looking forward to Allin? Actually, yes.
Yes.
It's a rocky ass road to get there because it's a lot of shoehorning and ham fisting, but I'm excited for when we actually get there.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I think I like you. I'm excited for it, dude. I'm looking forward to. We know when we get to the pay-per-view, the matches themselves are going to do the work. The athletes are going to do their work. The build-up, little wobbly, little wonky, but Danielson's going to bang when he gets in there. Osprey's going to bang. Swerve's going to bang. MJF's going to bang. Like, they're all going to bang. As long as we don't get a whole lot of bullshit, it'll be fine. The only issue will be, does it go? Like, are we getting Brian and Swerve at 1 a.m? That's will be their only issue.
I don't believe we will, just because won't it go on probably earlier for us in the US because it's over in the UK.
That's true too.
They might get it at 1 a.m. We won't, thankfully.
Right.
Sorry, Geekbox. Deal with it. As I've got Perazzo just choking out Thunder right now with the rope in the corner here. It always works for a really good visual because Thunder's got like half her face painted, so like the blood just dripping down, and especially on the other side, it just makes for a really nice visual. Weirdly to say.
A little bit. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I do believe I know what you are saying. Oh,
into the chairs.
Right. Cover. Two go.
You just need a hiccup, like one Mississippi.
One Mississippi. One Mississauga.
One Mississauga. There you go. Shout out to Saga.
Starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, so 6 p.m. in London. So, like we said, peas in a can pie over there, so letting us know how UK might get Danielson versus Swerve at 1 a.m. We'll fortunately probably only get it at like 10 p.m. Oh!
Yeah.
Into the corner with the chair. Good God.
She's gushing, Nick, and she's angry.
She's a gusher.
It's so odd that this is the second match of the night. Not to be picky.
It's really now it's going to see how the rest of this. And I like that if she uses the rope to pull herself for leverage to just stomp her in the goddamn face with that drop kick. But now everything else has got something that they've definitely got to try and match and justify why they went on after this.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I like MDB here. Don't worry, guys. They shaved down the chairs.
Okay.
Did they use a straight razor? Did they use Manscaped? What did they use to shave them down?
I just picture Cutler with a fucking sander all afternoon. I'm making it better.
Just whittling it down.
Mm-hmm.
Siri.
That's my backyard, sir. Not Siri. Thank you.
There we go. Did yours turn on?
Oh, yeah. When I said sir, it was like Siri
Did
popped
you
up.
mean?
Now Deanna gushing. Oh, big spear.
Is she bleeding or is she more of just been dripped on?
No, Deanna busted open. Apparently, I'm with Chambers. Looks
Fair
like she got a little gash above her eye.
Fair enough. I thought she might have been dripped on, dude. See Henry saying Allin will blow SummerSlam out of the water. Bold strategy. So see Henry, not see money.
I hope
Henry.
So.
You better be here when we're watching Allin to show us how it goes. Roman with a 2 count.
150%, Nick. 150%.
Did you guys notice that Roman was wearing white shoes? Heroes wear white. The little details. I did not notice, but fair enough.
It's all in the details. And listen, I hope Allin blows SummerSlam out of the water by far. I hope it destroys it.
Oh, powerbomb and then rolls. Well, about to roll through for another one. Oh, the gotcha pile driver. 1, 2.
Oh no, I got
that
1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that was really clunky.
Oh, that was a 3. Oh, the ref saves the day.
I think she's still kicked out, but it just looked super clunk.
Ooh. No, I think the ref had to stop.
What?
Feel like the ref stopped. Like the ref saved that. Like her shoulder didn't come up enough, like quick enough.
The priest style of, you didn't move enough at all.
A little bit.
Right? Appreciate it, Henry. Yeah. Sean Reed's a little with me. That looked, sloppy. I thought you at least saw her shoulder move, but if you're saying she was priesting it, corpsing it, then I'll take your word for it. Oh, now just whipping her with the cowbell as she's laid Thunder Rosa out on the table here. Perazzo going up top. AEW refs do that frequently or do that weekly.
Oh! Rose such a clatter.
I need more cowbell.
I got a fever. Oh my God, the bulldog.
Bulldog to a table that it barely broke. Oh my God. And then just hook 'em horns instantly. Texas style. They shaved down the table too.
Right?
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner as we are creeping with 100 tonight. Be a friend, tell a friend. I want to see triple digits in this chat as Thunder Rosa picks up the win, Nick.
Right. Deanna is classy like Boone's Farm. Shout out Sun Guy in the crowd. But hell of a match, honestly. Again, still don't get why it went on second.
It's a weird spot. 101.
Right. Well, a couple weird spots with that. We had the ref that didn't really kick out or hadn't pretty much saved the count. And then that table just broke awkward as shit. Like Deanna's definitely got to be feeling that.
Yeah, Deanna got it in the gut. Thunder Rosa broke the table and she's emotional, Nick.
Well, she's gushing and had a women's Texas bull rope match in Texas, in San Antonio, in her backyard, my guy.
This is good shit, and this is the shit you're not highlighting. How awesome would this be if this was the TBS title rivalry instead of Sasha and Britt?
I'll even do you one better. Well, just to even make it simpler, at least. How would it be if that ended your goddamn show right there? If that was your closing shot, her emotional, just gushing blood, and thank you, San Antonio. Good night.
Right? As we're getting an Outrunners hype package.
This is why I like them. I know that they, at times, especially when they show up in AEW, especially on main TV AEW, they do the JOB, but they're so like straight out of like McMahon,
right?
Classic VHS, so like 80s wrestling. That is fantastic.
You can 100% see why them and Big Trouble Ben Bishop, friend of the channel, are get along so well, Nick. Like, Jesus, the parachute pants, the fanny packs, the skimpy tanks, all's there. It's all there.
Hey, listen, don't you knock fanny packs. Fanny packs are an essential. They're a staple. They come in handy.
What is your stance on parachute pants?
I think they're too legit, too quick.
I remember sitting around for day like too legit.
Too legit, too quick. I can't do it.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are on a commercial break. Collision rolls on. And again, we got about 98 people in the chat with us right now. If you can hear my voice, take this link, drop it anywhere people talk about wrestling, and let's see how many people we can get here on a Saturday night. The Outrunners equal the B team. It's like retro B team, though. Give them some love.
Yeah, well, no, it's even still. You got the giant, blue blocker, super reflective macho sunglasses. You've got, the Zumba pants and everything. I dig it. And these are wrestlers, and not just wrestlers. Those are wrestlers.
Perfect for the Wrestling for Life Network. But yeah, man, it's insane. The Hammer Dance. Let's go.
Right.
Outrunners a weak team. They're a good team. We just don't see them. They're presented as a weak team.
We've seen them wrestle outside of AEW, so maybe that's why, like, we've seen them in NWA, etc. So maybe that's why we're a little more singing their praise. Outrunners versus Hanging Tank. Oh, I'll get back to that in a quick second, but I think that's why we're more kind of singing the praises and like, hey, I know AEW makes them do the JOB, but if you actually let them go, they're a really good tag team right now in pro wrestling, and especially when it seems to be a lack of good tag teams out there. It's, the cupboards are bare a bit.
Well, yeah, and again, you have a team that knows who they are, understands what they're presenting. Like, they're dialed in. Their packaging, is well delivered. Yeah, it's huge. But you need
unique New York. I'll cover for you. Tony K is saying that should have main evented. Absolutely. And Bash, I'll ask KJ when he's back alive and breathing. Whether it should, who would you take of the Outrunners versus Hank and Tank? Let us know in the chat right now. As we're still in commercial, we're tiptoeing around with triple digits. I saw us reach us there at one point during the bull rope match. Let's see if we can get back there. Absolutely. Right. Bradley, I put myself on timeout for saying that. What? Bash, I don't know what's going on with you, but
I don't know what Bash said.
Oh, yeah, nope, I don't need to click on that, but I thank you, Bradley, for hitting him with the pause. But I'll say this as we've got FTR coming out real quick. Hank and Tank or Outrunners? Who would you take? Oh, yeah, I'll take Hank and Tank. Give me Hank and Tank.
I like Hank and Tank. I just feel like the Outrunners are further along, and I mean, I've seen a little more of the Outrunners. Hank and Tank might surpass the Outrunners, but FTR... I guess the Outrunners should not be a bad match at all. Following up the Bull Road match, which is very interesting.
Yeah, again, it still feels just like it should be in reverse order. Not even saying that this is going to be a bad match or anything, but that should have ended your fucking show. So now you've got to live up to that. Now, what's going to be your big, huge moment that you have that caps off that's better than what we just watched? Not saying that this match needs to do that because it's still middle of the show, but their main event better can hit.
Right?
Well, like even Geekbox. So now we've had the main event. How's the rest of the show?
Yeah, like now what do we do? As now we are getting a reminder that the Acclaimed and FTR. So Are we going to get, see, it looks like we're going to get a triple threat for the trios, but are we also going to get a triple threat for the tag?
I think we're more likely to get the triple threat for the tag. I don't
Yeah.
think we need a 9-person tag match. I think that this just is a problem with AEW as a whole. It's only got 3 teams it wants to use as actual tag teams, and that's the Young Bucks, who apparently don't even want to show up, FTR, and the Acclaimed. When you have teams like the Outrunners, when you have teams like, if you had just Iron Savages, absolutely 100%. Kings of the Black Throne, if you have the Gun Club, those are 3 or 4 tag teams right there that they could use and have a solid, a nice little division. But instead, they still want to keep it to those like 3 teams.
Yeah, no, and I feel like at times, and the rumor could be that certain people are selective of who they work with, so it doesn't open you up to the whole roster.
I'll admit, as never being an actual pro wrestler, I think creative control has been the worst thing for fucking pro wrestling. Anybody that
never goes well.
It's the biggest fuck up of a clause in a contract, because now you've given all of the power and authority to the actual wrestler, and then when you do that with so many of your talent, now you've just pigeonholed yourself into a corner. It's not like a no trade clause or anything like that.
No, I mean, again, the creative control, you run crazy because then you don't have a filter for a guy like Jericho, and clearly he needs some creative control. He needs some sense. He needs to understand what he's doing is wrong. And he's not just the only one. But it's never, can you think of any example that of like, that dude had creative control for his career and it really panned out? All the creative control stories we hear are nothing but issues, problems. They never goes well because you do need, everybody needs somebody to answer to,
and somebody that's going to tell you tough shit. I don't care if you don't want to play with them. Get out there and play with them. Deal with it. The most of the times that the stories you hear now about people who had creative control are people that work in a company or work for a company that doesn't exist anymore. That's the thing,
right?
But we are on our way with the Outrunners versus FTR. So let us know, folks, in the chat, who you taking. Are we both just going to go Outrunners? Are we splitting this? How do we want to do this?
I'll go FTR. I can't imagine the Outrunners are going to win.
That's fine. I'll take the Outrunners. Go for it. Give them a win. We need an actual. They need a win and insert themselves into this tag division. We need new blood in this goddamn tag division.
Taking the Washington Generals, are you?
Absolutely. The Harlem Globetrotters are going to forget how to dribble tonight.
Right. Jericho needs to leave for at least some time. I'm watching till we get Shida. MDB holding out for Shida.
Right. This feels like a throwback event with these 2 teams. Absolutely. This is very much, old school wrestling.
Right. And I mean, similar to what we said earlier with the first match, we already know who's going to win. I know you're picking the Outrunners for, for the love. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, if this was a nice competitive match, part of your tag team division, this is great. And look at the Outrunners play to the crowd, tandem offense. Give the Outrunners some love.
That's why I'm taking them. We need this. We need to be involved in this damn tag division. I was going to ask you.
I can't take it.
Well, how do you feel about, I'm honestly more want to know how FTR feels about DIY using the Shatter Machine.
The fact that they called it the Shatter Machine was what surprised me. Like, you see everyone kind of doing everyone's moves nowadays.
Right.
But the fact that it wasn't like, like I said last night, like the Tool Time or the
Al Borland.
Right. But yeah, the fact that it wasn't named differently, like they straight up, acknowledged the Shatter Machine. So good on them.
Right.
Maybe it's a bat signal, the FTR, to be like, come on.
Well, you would have thought like they just re-signed when they, when Papa Paul took over. So it's like you would have thought they would have jumped at the chance there because they're very much Triple H guys.
But again, I think that I don't blame them at all. Like, this was an opportunity for Dax to and Cash to work less dates, be home more, do other things, and they opted for that. Plus, I don't know if I couldn't imagine the WWE wouldn't have thrown money at him. So,
no, absolutely.
Unless, again, Tony Khan fearful he was going to lose them. They played Tony perfectly. and they get an extra, an extra few bucks to come on back.
Right.
Or we're getting double the pay and a quarter of the dates. How do you argue with that?
And we're even getting less of the dates because we're sitting half of them at home injured or on criminal charges.
Well, he didn't really miss much because of that. But he
dodged, because he
dodged a bullet on that one, Nick.
What?
He dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah, literally. Imagine that.
Right.
This new team is making me laugh. They're not new.
They've been wrestling.
Might be new to you, but not to us. I'll put it that way.
Well, put it this way. That's a very good point, though, Nick. Like, imagine, like, not just to us, but they've been under the AEW umbrella for what, 8 months, 7 months? It's been a hot minute. They were in Ring of Honor. I don't know if they go far. Were they having dark matches? I think they were.
No, like, they were around for a hot minute. They started there, and then they've popped up a bit on like a Rampage or a Collision here or there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just funny, and I appreciate Mr. Golfer's comment, but it was like this new team's making. Yeah, this new team has personality, and you put them in there with pros, they look solid.
Absolutely. This is a team that can go. And again, that's why I'm saying you need more tag teams in this division that actually get a prominent push outside of 3.
Right. Jericho needs to leave. I think we can all agree on that. Then come back as Gordon Ramsay.
No, he's a wizard now.
Right. I bet you FTR gave permission to DIY to use their finishing move. I almost guarantee they did not. I highly doubt that.
No, I think that they're probably I think that they actually talk beyond that. I don't think that granted, I'll put it this way. I can agree with what you're saying I don't think that WWE cares cool, we own the fucking name to it, so we'll do it. Screw it. But I'm sure that they at least probably have talked about it.
Right. As the Outrunners are in control of Cash Wheeler right now, folks. WWE's tag team division is dog shit. WWE keeps doing tournaments or 6-man tags, etc., to determine who gets the next shot at the titles. It never evolves. They're tag team champs. Yes, get no storyline. Yes.
Not disagreeing with that at all. It's they at least have more than 3 teams they use.
Their tag team division is not good. What I can say about the 2 companies right now, and I actually think TNA has the best tag team division of the big 3. Right. TNA's tag team division has good representation, solid matches. The difference with right now is I see optimism in WWE, and I do feel like I'm watching the pawns be moved into place to set up a better tag team division. There's rumors about the Lucha Bros. There's rumors about MCMG. Right. I think DIY being in the mix, if you can get solid matches out of them, it might get us to ignore their shitty music and kind of bland gimmick. But I think they're trying. It's just taking time. But tag team as a whole is not great in 2024.
Yeah, not company specific. We're watching AEW, so that's why we're specifically talking about AEW. But yeah, we've said it multiple times. From one tag team to the rest of the tag teams, tag team wrestling right now is at an abysmal state.
Mm-hmm. Nice move on the tag there, Nick, is the sunset, go for the roll up, hit the tag first. So Cash gets blindsided and the Outrunners stay in control. A really solid tag team match going on right now, guys.
Absolutely. I thought this was going to be a good match. No, you're good. FTR has hamstrung their career path for the foreseeable future, resigning with AEW, to be honest. But like you said, Dax wants to be a dad and stay home.
Listen, if he's content, that's fine. I have no hate for it. And again, you can never knock anyone's hustle. If he found somebody, again, I mean, I think that's almost the dream of more money, less work. We're good. So I have no problem with it. I think some of the pandering that happened around the contract signing, and I feel like he used his podcast to get more money, but kudos to him for doing it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's his prerogative, and I have no issue with that at all.
You can't be mad at somebody wanting to make money, and that's why, again, we want AEW to succeed just as much as TNA, etc., because it gives opportunity for guys like FTR, for Christ, like the Outrunners, to get on TV, to get attention, to make money, to hone their craft, to be out there. More jobs in wrestling is always a good thing.
3 amigos. Oh wait, we're going for 4 or 5.
Sean, this ain't looking good for a pick. Sean was going with me of taking the Outrunners.
It's not looking good. Dax with 5 suplexes, 5 German.
And then a powerbomb, or Christ, a spike pile driver.
Pile driver.
1, 2.
Oh,
what the
partner on partner crime?
Right?
Cash back in.
Like, how would you know to roll out of the way of that? You got eyes in the back of your bald head,
right? And you know what? My only big peeve with the whole situation with FTR, as they're about to hit the shatter machine.
Well, no, is this the big rig?
The big rig. No,
oh, now they call it the shatter machine. So let's go.
Well, it's Shivani. He's lost in the woods, so he's like fucking Little Red Riding Hood.
Right, but did you see Dax do a little diva on the "Oh my brother, testify"? Right.
As FTR victorious in what has been, that might be my favorite AEW match of the week. Oh no, a slight runner-up to MJF Kyle Fletcher. That was a good match. I forgot that happened.
No bull rope.
The bull rope match was good, but it was. Were you on the edge of your seat?
No.
Right, it was good, not great.
Right.
And again, it felt a little subdued. It's the second match on a show. You give them 9-10 minutes. Like it's just, it didn't have a big fight feel. Unfortunately, the girls did good. Couple spots, they both bled. Didn't hate the match, but I think both of them are super talented. I wish this was just a more important match.
Right. Kip Sabian backstage right now, but
Patrick Swayze,
Roadhouse.
So Kip's been back on TV a little more lately.
Well, so is Sammy Guevara with his man bun.
I was about to say, Sammy is. Are you surprised they brought Sammy back in, but they put him on Ring of Honor?
Dude, you're staying there until Mercedes fucks off back to WWE.
That's an interesting thing. Like, would that?
That's 100% probably a bit of what it is. She said you can off all the way to Ring of Honor, and sorry, Sammy, but she's my flavor of the month. Maybe next month you can try and be my flavor. Do you think that Tony Khan really has like an employee of the month and it's his favorite wrestler, and he's got
Probably.
one for each month?
Yeah, favorite toy of the month.
Pause.
We got a showdown between Kip and Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne is highly unenjoyable without his mom in the picture. I'm sorry.
Remember though when we liked Nick Wayne when he was on GCW and he was out there with Jordan Oliver and everything, and was Blake Christian, etc., and was just being phenomenal on GCW, was one of the young upstart talents coming out in pro wrestling, and then he's been in the patriarchy, and there he has stayed.
Right.
It's just been, he had all this momentum going in. You were super excited to see what he could do on a big stage. He was that crop that, Tony took pretty much from GCW to AEW with Billy Starks. Like I said, Jordan Oliver, Blake Christian, Nick Wayne, and they've all just kind of floundered except for Billy Starks, I feel.
Well, the thing is, when you're billed the way you were supposed to be, like in GCW, they're very much billed as what they were, right? Like they're young high flyers. They took a hell of a beating. They found ways to win. They hit big spots when they had to, and that's how they were booked, and that's how they were used. Then you kind of come into this, and it's all about how you do it, right? Like, I honestly thought like Billy Starks would take the women's division by storm, and again, she's just kind of lost in the Ring of Honor abyss. That's where Ring of Honor could be so much more than just a lost show, another tax write-off. If that was your Friday night show and it was developmental and you had all that talent utilized there, it could be so much more, Nick.
100%. Well, I mean, Tony, you want to talk a big talk. Put Ring of Honor not behind a paywall and put it on Tuesdays and make it your developmental brand. Go developmental versus developmental and see how it goes.
Yeah, why not?
If you're not going to do it Tuesday, at least do it Thursday.
They
already do, but they take it beyond the paywall. The paywall is not helping that.
No, it should be Ring of Honor Rampage every Friday, and you make it destination viewing, Nick. You give people a reason to stay up late, and you can't miss that show because they're going to give you, they got 1 hour. They're going to give you 3 insane matches and maybe sprinkle in a few promos, pre-tapes, but we're not cutting promos. We're just throwing our best young talent, like a Danny Garcia, Sammy Guevara, like we were just talking about with Starks. and we're gonna have bangers every week. You don't want to miss this, like Black and Gold, where we're like, dude, we got to see this match next week.
Make it like a Black and Gold. Make it kind of like an ECW when it was on like TNN.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Have you guys ever been to an AEW event? No.
I have not. They have not come by my neck of the woods, honestly, outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
They've been mine, but we've been live ever since. Like
yeah, we tend to do this more than go to the shows.
Right. But we are in a commercial break. If anybody's wondering, the show is rolling on. We just passed the hour mark live. We appreciate everyone for being here tonight. And again, we're still flirting with a triple digit. So if you got any friends out there that want to talk some wrestling, give them our link, as we are getting an MJF package coming out of the commercial break, Mr. Nick.
Yes, they're hyping up the match between him and Kyle Fletcher from this Wednesday. And Kyle Fletcher's one of the next big names that's going to be in pro wrestling. He's going to be the next, I think, in the next year or two, breakout guy. That's all of a sudden now he's having top matches. He's having companies compete for his services, what have you.
Kyle Fletcher's done very well for himself. And I think what surprises me the most with Fletcher, not a bad promo. Not a bad promo. And he's definitely come a long way in his promo skills. I really wish the Don Callis thing would go away now. He is literally the iceberg in the middle of the fucking ocean, just waiting to be run into with all of this stuff. Every time something's cruising along smoothly, up pops fucking Phallus Callis, the iceberg, and just taking down the ship every time.
The hot dog handbag, Don Callis. He looks like if a hot dog put a fucking suit on, my guy, respectfully.
Right.
Yeah, everybody agreeing with us about Ring of Honor. With Ring of Honor Rampage sounds interesting. Gilly even said, yeah, it's a crying shame of the state of Ring of Honor. I think Tony bought it for its video library, but you don't do shit with it. No. I would kill to have a DVD collection of like the old Ring of Honor catalog, or be able to where I could go through that, and you know, I'm sure they'd probably offer bits of that on Honor Club, but it's gone such a wayward path from where it's been.
I believe that. I mean, again, I think that because I'm a Ring of Honor, an Honor Club member, and I mean, I use it for the library. The library's awesome. I think the issue becomes with Tony, as usual. He came out and gave a big speech about all the greatness he was going to do and how he was going to honor the name of Honor, Ring of Honor. He was going to keep the tradition. He was going to deliver the product, and he failed. He failed short. He failed completely on delivering that on that promise.
Right. I'm gonna just let this one sit. For those listening, when I upload this to Spotify, what have you, Kevin Owens has allegedly entered the chat and asking KJ, "Are you really my brother?"
He finally found me, my long lost brother, KO, KJ, KO. We might need to do, we might need. Yeah, we might have to go see Maury Povich real quick of like, you are the brother.
Right.
The shout out, Big KO.
Jason Jordan.
Are you really my brother? What's that? He didn't say dad.
I said Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle right there. That's what I was trying to say.
Right. I said, at least he didn't say dad or uncle. Are you really my dad? I'd be pissed.
Right. There we go.
It's driving me nuts. No, that's hilarious. I'm glad someone took the time to do that.
Or maybe it really is him. You never know.
Maybe.
All of a sudden you get a DM from Kevin. So how about this 23andMe? I'll send you the package. We spit in a bottle.
Let's do it. Let's go.
As we're getting Rouge taking on Preston Vance right now.
Yeah, so Preston Vance was once upon a time a part of the new
Los Ingobernables.
Still one of my favorite things to say in wrestling. And now they're having a match.
It sounds like you saying Los Enchiladas.
Ooh, enchiladas. Wait, now you're getting me distracted. No, I mean, like, even Rouge is like, why are we fighting?
Preston Vance, though, does have a decent look and everything. Like, even I like the shirt he's coming out with, him like busted open on the mug with like a mugshot and everything. He's a guy that I think could go to TNA or could go to TNA, could go to NXT. Should.
Yeah, he seems to have a lot of upside. I mean, we've tried a bunch of different things with him. I mean, he was a masked character for so long. And again, we just don't know much about him. And the couple things they gave him weren't great. So yeah, I'd be very curious what he would do under better booking, better production, better presence. Oh, look. Holy shit. This man just
Phallus with malice out here.
he's like whack-a-mole, man. He just pops up everywhere, and you gotta keep beating this motherfucker down.
He looks just so goofy because he's so tan and so red and so bald and has like the scar on the top of his skin forehead like goddamn Harry Potter and everything.
It's a terrible thing to get a scar down the middle of your head when you're that bald.
Right. At least it's not split down the middle. Then he'd really be a dickhead.
Well, it's just a little to the left.
Right.
As Roosh doing his usual, take the man outside the ring and beat him off every barricade.
Right. That's his offensive maneuver of just go outside and throw them into the barricade. Mm. Do you think that they do a Roosh and Mortos tag team because it's just Toro Blanco and the Bull? It's very much of Jungle Boy and Lucha Kane. Of the guy's got a bull for a gimmick, so we'll give him an actual bull.
You know, Tony Schiavone just said the same thing. You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Right, the Lucha Bull.
The Lucha Bull. Well, like he just arbitrarily lost everything. He lost his action. He lost his main event position he had for a couple weeks. He lost. Where's his manager? Is Jose even still around? Who is with Roosh? What is Roosh doing?
Well, besides licking Preston Vance's blood and everything, not a whole lot. But like you said, of his feud with MJF just kind of happened, and then they moved on. That was it. There was no follow-up. There was no carryover. There was no bump up the standings for Roosh. Nothing.
Do you think that was a knee-jerk reaction to kind of the negative reaction to Roosh? So they killed that on a regular weekly show?
My guy, if this company lived off of actually listening to negative feedback, a whole lot of shit would be different. Yep, I don't think they listened to any of that.
But we've seen it before where when the faithful start rumbling on Twitter, Tony has knee-jerked and done some dumb shit.
Well, he's certainly jerked and done some shit, but I don't know if it's a knee jerk.
Oh, Vance is bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
Gushing.
That's what I'm saying. He sat there and just Roosh on the outside, palmed his forehead and did the disgusting lick.
Right. Chambers, could you, as far as AEW on Fox, imagine the black screen.
The whole darkness thing imprisoning me. All that I capture, all that I see. That would have been the whole show. It would just be an auditory wrestling show.
Tonight, AEW aired 17 minutes of Dynamite.
Right. Get Orson Welles to fucking narrate AEW because it's going to be a goddamn radio show because it's just be darkness the whole fucking time.
Welcome to Theater of the Mind.
Well, the Theater of the
Mind. Right. Vance
we gave Tony an idea now.
Right. Oh, Roosh is bulling up. Vance is gushing.
Oh
my God. That's
especially that behind the corner, behind the headshot of you can see the contact and see the head just snap.
Fox is done with wrestling. I feel like they are. I agree.
Right.
It doesn't seem like it's their thing anymore. Fox used to be the edgy, they would put on a lot of shows, and then
they got bought by Disney.
They took a hard fucking right.
Yeah, they got bought by Disney.
Damn it. So
that's why there's the joke in the Simpsons movie of I'm the mascot of an evil corporation.
Right. So Roosh gets the big win. Vance is bloody, and Don Callis is happy, just wiggling in the air.
Waving. Why didn't wave an arm flailing wiener man? Why didn't wave an arm flailing wiener man?
Did you? Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Well played.
Oh, David answering you with Jose is allegedly no longer with AEW.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
Agent.
Oh,
he'll show up on the Luchadors too.
And the crowd cheers for him to beat up. Jesus Christ.
Well, again, Roosh is a little more closer to home than Preston is, so.
You think that's all the decisions?
A bit, yeah, honestly. And well, and even then, think about it. This guy's supposed to be the dastardly heel destroying a guy, and you know they're cheering for him.
Yeah, a little bit, right? It's a
You
little
can tell
confusing.
he was so much supposed to find something under the ring, and they didn't put it there, so he's just fucking search under here. Where was it? Search under there. Where the fuck would they put it? You can see that probably in the next Botchamania or two. I'm telling you now.
Well, Roosh giving us a piece of his mind here, laying a beating to Vance. So let's see what this leads to, Nick. Will it be a rematch? Will it be something different? I have no idea, but we are getting Jack Perry reliving Blood and Guts.
Did you get this video package on Wednesday and was it interrupted by a Taco Bell commercial?
Yo, a lot of people, it wasn't for me, but a lot of people talked about Taco Bell being like in this situation, which is hilarious.
Because allegedly in the US, when they aired this, it cut like part of the way to Taco Bell. So it was like Jack Perry destroying TV screens, Crunchwrap Supreme. Back to Jack Perry.
No, see, I thought I got the Taco Bell commercial after listening to the chat and online. Apparently, it just ended up in the middle of this. No, see, I saw all of this. The scapegoat.
I don't mind that. Like, that was actually pretty cool. If he just fuck off with the elite thing, like the scapegoat thing has always been good. It's just provided him a little bit of an edge, what have you. It's given him some sort of character as a new heel instead of just classical music and Dick Dastardly.
I think part of the problem is you have to really put him, like if you had set him up in a rivalry for a couple months with like a Mark Briscoe, a real strong babyface, somebody the fans love, right? And you let him cut a couple promos about why he's the scapegoat, and then lay a beating or two to Mark Briscoe. He gets more heat. Briscoe gets a good rivalry, and you build him up. But because he hasn't had strong baby faces to get into the ring against, it's been, again, another one of those things of like, this is kind of cool, went nowhere.
But it's also, though, because you've had to really work on the story with bringing him back, because think about it, the reason that he'd be the scapegoat no longer works for the company. So that's where you've got to get creative. You've got to be able to put a proper spin on it, because you can't have him go after CM Punk. Like, that was the issue with them showing the footage. Like, what is this building? Punk's not going to fight Jack Perry, so what the fuck are we doing? What are we showing?
Oh, sorry. I agree with you completely, but yeah, I forgot. So we're getting an open challenge tonight, but we already know he's going to fight Wheeler Yuta on Wednesday.
And this is also a title eliminator, by the way.
Yes. So why not just
Yuta?
Why not have Yuta just accept the open challenge tonight? Or do an open challenge on Wednesday. We already know what his next opponent is, but we don't know who he's. It's just weird booking.
But does Yuta come out tonight, win it, and then you make tomorrow night
fight again on
the world title?
Get out.
Well, we got Ringo T. I almost thought you were Ringo. So saying he was a new subscriber and awesome channel. Appreciate you, my guy. When I thought your name was Ringo, I was going to say, well, where's Paul and the rest of the gang?
Right. Man?
Tell Yoko she can subscribe too.
Careful. Don't go crazy.
But we've got
double-decker taco. It's classic. You can't get a double-decker anymore?
I don't know. I don't eat Taco Bell.
Why not? Dude, it is the word.
I don't like I don't like that, honestly. I'm halfway a picky eater at times, and that's a whole bunch of nut shit I would eat.
I don't want to talk over Swerve, but no, that's the
you don't want a taco over Swerve?
I don't want a taco over Swerve. But that is the ultimate vitamins guilty pleasure of just a ridiculous amount because it's cheap. Of that sense. It's not even real food, but it's so good.
I always had that when I was growing up in my hometown. Shout out Sergi's Pizza. We had the pizza roll, aka the fat bag. It was basically we took a pizza and like folded it up and then deep fried it for like $5 1/4.
Let's go.
And it's all in the middle of where all the bars let out at night. Oh my fuck.
Right.
It's a mob scene.
Right. All right. Who's gonna accept it, folks? Who's gonna do it?
Why do we have our goddamn world champion out here 2 weeks away before his main pay-per-view
defense? My
Lord.
Ishii. Oh, why? Why is this necessary, Nick? Is this
That's what I was asking. I'm
overstated?
like, this is your world champion. Why is he out here begging people to fucking fight him? He's your goddamn world champion. You should have
Plus,
people
he's
trying
fighting
to chase him down.
He's fighting another guy on Wednesday who's not over in any way, shape, or form. Don't do this match. Do a different match and then let him fight you on Wednesday. I'm good. This is seriously no sense.
Stop doing what you're doing. I swerve when I'm high. I swerve when I'm high. Tomohiro Ishii?
Tomohiro.
I'm at a loss for words. This is the main event? No, it's not the main event. It's still, we've got a whole nother hour.
We got more to come.
Right?
No, the trios match is going to be main event.
Yeah, that's what I thought. If you weren't going to do the bull rope, that's probably what I figured you would do.
Yeah.
But to have it, the bull rope be second of all things.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hologram over the bull rope match is insane to me. That's how you know you're Tony's little pet project.
Well, even if you do the trios match second to last because it's for you're trying to build this story with your trios division, fine. But then you end the night with that bull rope match, and you give the women a really good amount of time, and you let it bang, and you put them in the proper position. To me, putting them second is crazy.
You have an affinity for the word bang. And I would like we need to teach you another way to describe a good match besides it bangs. She bangs, she bangs, she moves, she moves.
I blame Christian.
Right.
And a currently slightly reduced vocabulary.
Fair enough. But I like that of like as he hadn't even fully gotten into the ring and he flips over and like just double drop kicks him right in the fucking head here.
Right.
Going into right now as we stand. I know we've still got time before Allin. If you had to make your prediction right now, who wins, Swerve or Danielson?
Danielson.
Fair enough. Show your work.
Yeah, Danielson. Emphatically Danielson. I think the stipulation to me says it's going to be Danielson. And if I'm wrong, I will say it. But man, I do not think that it's Danielson's last match at All In. I don't believe that.
That's the worst part about this. Oh, he ducked the chop there. He went near in the Matrix. But yeah, that's the worst part of you didn't need to sit there and add that stipulation to it.
No, I don't think it was necessary. But could they do literally like could Danielson beat Swerve at All In? It kills the stip, and then Swerve win it back at All Out 2 weeks later.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Or they would do that. They would do that.
Or do they set up Darby Danielson? Could Darby become the new world champion by beating Danielson at Grand Slam?
Is this a way to get Swerve back as a heel?
Well, he's been healing it up, even though he's got a fucking babyface manager hyping up the crowd. It's really.
I don't think he's been a heel. Well, then
the last little bit here.
Long story short, they've all fucked this up because it should have been Swerve versus Hangman. And now we've gone so far away from that it's almost going to be hard to get back to that, I feel.
Well, I mean, again, I think, he'd
be the third man in line right now. If he was to challenge for the title, he'd be the third man in line.
Right. Well, and a lot of people are assuming it's going to be Jeff Jarrett and Hangman. And for my money, I just feel like, Hangman should be taking on bigger things than Jeff Jarrett. I love you, Jeff, but I don't know that's the right matchup for such a big show.
Have Jeff versus Danielson at All In and have it be if Danielson loses, then his career's over, and you have Jeff Jarrett come out as, where he's got the black cowboy hat and, goes all Johnny Cash and everything.
Right.
Like and then you get Hangman versus Swerve as your goddamn main event, like it should have been. Tony or socials are going beneath there. So if you need more talent in that goddamn writing room and that creative room, because I'm sure as shit you do, reach out, be a friend, tell a friend.
Right. Swerve's giving a little dance as he's in control of Ishii.
Man, out here hitting gritty on motherfuckers. Oh, he almost did not clear that. It was smooth and insane to still see him hit there of just the up and over the top rope, but he damn near clattered his cranium against that canvas.
Nice, though. He hits it. It was close. A little hard stopping there for a second, but Ishii down. The champ is in control, in charge. A decent match. I know we kind of like, again, I just get so nervous of like if you're overbooked, you're the opportunity for things to go wrong, and it gets a little nerve-wracking at times. You saw that spot there,
right? Well, I made Keyshawn's day because we were talking about Jeff Jarrett there.
What's that?
I said I made Keyshawn's day because we were talking about Jeff Jarrett there.
So he's saying Jeff. I don't dislike Jeff. It's just he went from being like, again, kind of lost in the abyss, a bit of a.
Remember when they signed him as a backstage like agent or producer, right?
Right. But it's just an odd thing. Like I'm okay with him being a backstage producer. I never expected him to be on TV as much as he was, and then he's in this weird heel comedy, faction that never wins anything. So when you do push him to the forefront and he's talking to like Danielson and Paige, I just have trouble being like, all right, I'm excited for this.
100%. I never had like Jeff Jarrett getting over in 2024 on my bingo card at all.
No.
Fucking Corey, how dare you besmirch the writing skills of Will Washington? I will besmirch all of them.
Walla Walla Washington. Let's go.
He's Swallow Walla Washington. That's what he is.
What is this? Oh, yeah. So the main event, number one contender match for the AEW Trios Championship at All In, as House of Black and the Bullet Club Gold are going to go 3-on-3.
That ends in a no contest and sets up a triple threat. My God, like, did we fucking fumble the bag on booking here?
If I had one chip left to bet, that's the ending I'm betting on, sir.
Right. The Perry promo was so boring they put an ad to stop it. Well, you threw me off there for a second because I'm like, that's not how he spells Perry, but sure.
Right.
I was just happy to see Grado on TV. We went all the way back to the other All In where we had Grado versus Jeff Jarrett.
Grado,
so you are on all the vitamins. He just pop in out of nowhere. Grado.
Hey man, do you remember Grado?
You remember? I remember.
Right. As right now, Swerve still in control of Ishii. So again, very much working kind of the heel side of things. I know people are going to disagree with me a little bit on this, but been more of the guy. Like again, even with Danielson, he's had a little more of a chip, and people have kind of started to boo him a little.
But then you've gone again away from Hangman versus Swerve, unless you're going to have heel versus heel, which doesn't make a ton of sense. It's hard to make Hangman a face right now. So every day we walk further away from the Lord's light, I feel, with this shit going on.
Yeah, I don't fully understand where they're going. As Swerve went for the Bulldog.
Well, because like you mentioned, if say Danielson wins it All In, then Danielson versus Darby, does Darby beat Danielson if we're going all that way? So this a roundabout fucking way to get Darby the world title.
How would you feel about Darby Allin being the world champion of AEW at this time?
Honestly, I think it kind of checks out, or at least that he should have, if not a world title, like if you took him and MJF and switched them, I think checks out.
Interesting. Yeah, like if MJF was the world champ and Darby was the
American, international, what have you, TBS, TNT. If you could do it, and I also don't think, especially, I mean, you've got him getting chauffeured by the owner to the goddamn show so he can use a flamethrower. I think it's starting to check out that he's going to end up being a world champ at some point. Just lose that goddamn pink fur coat for the fuck's sake, please.
Oh, suplex from the second rope.
Super suplex, as I thought this man was about to drop Swerve on his head so he could have a neck like Ishii.
Ooh. Two count on the champ. Ishii putting in work, folks.
Right.
Our jockstrap's a thing I gave, seen in I'm gonna leave that one alone.
There's a whole thing.
Yeah, you all talk.
And Big Dog are working each other up over a bunch of nothing.
There you go. All right, folks. Back to the action as Ishii throws a clothesline. Swerve doesn't go down.
He almost looked like he was going for like the spinning back elbow, but like fuck, I missed it. So clothesline. And it's not like I want to like Ishii. I liked Ishii until I saw him like once a fucking week in AEW. He's part of the conglomerate. He's part of the goddamn roster now at this point, I feel.
The conglomeration.
The conglomeration. You have brought hateration and holleration into this chancery.
Right. Whose house? And now they're like, again, I think if you have too many people on the show that are just like, again, just in between. It's something we talked about with when Big Ben was on the channel, Nick, of just like you need more than just generic wrestler number 1, 2, like good wrestler number 3. You need to bring the intangibles and you got to make it all come together and make sense. If you're a heel, you're getting booed, you're not getting cheered. You can't always be indecisive. You got to dig into who you are and what you got to be consistent with it.
You have to have definitive lines as a character because no one can get behind indifference. It's hard to stand behind indifference because you don't know where your morals or where anything's going to rely on anything. But when you have defined roles, defined characteristics, defined traits as a character,
right,
that's something that people can either get behind to cheer for or get behind to hate. So you can't run this gray. I know Bray is always famous for, I'm a world full of red or I'm the red words in a world full of black and white.
Yep.
AEW is a world of gray.
Yeah. And the red words get pushed elsewhere. Right, like the red gets pushed out of the company. No, we want to stay gray.
They're on Collision. They're on Ring of Honor.
Oh my God! Huge suplex. Oh, Swerve no sells. Big boot. Ishii no sells. It's a great match, actually. Damn it.
That's the thing is Ishii can go. It's just when you've oversaturated with the New Japan guys and you constantly use the same ones over and over. Like I remember when Suzuki was a huge draw and a huge get to have. Now it's like Murder Grandpa's taking on Canadian Grandpa.
Canadian Grandpa.
It's Abe Simpson taking on That's a Paddling.
Oh no, going for the brain buster. Swerve slips out back door. I'm down for Darby being champ. What exactly is it? Oh, stop.
Oh, well, it's amazing how Swerve, with a man so wide as Ishii, can still get that off and still step clearly on both sides of him.
He's one of the only guys
outside.
Oh, drive by. Wait.
That's such a dope move. Yeah, house call. Well, it's reminiscent to the drive-by.
I was going to say, Ishii is one of the only men that you can actually run up, like the way you can run up his front like stairs. Big win for Swerve. Sorry, Nick.
I said, how does he do his tie? He has no neck.
There's no tie for no. All right. So
316 MMA. We can always rewatch SummerSlam than this.
Let's go back and watch, Royal Rumble 91. Like, fuck.
Oh, no, 2001 with Drew Curry.
There you go. All right, we'll just start watching old reruns instead. That match wasn't bad, though. It was a fun back and forth match. It just doesn't make a lot of sense in where, it is what it is. It was all right.
That's the thing is there's always now these like little nuggets of really good stuff. Like the FTR Outrunners match was great. The bull rope match was great. It's just now it's always weird of where they put everything and all of that. It's like going into a shop where it's like they've got really cool shit, but like, why do you have like milk just on the floor? Like, why is the bread in the fridge? Like, what the fuck's going on here with this shit?
I just want to give you money for these shoes.
I want to give you money. I want to take this and leave.
No, this is an online store. Stupid. As we got Claudio. The conglomeration is a mixture of Ishii, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and who am I missing in that equation?
Briscoe.
Briscoe.
Kung Fu. Yeah, it is 100%. It is the island of misfit toys of Tony Khan.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't even get the name. How is the name relevant to the people in it?
I thought conglomeration was really expensive shampoo conditioner.
That's that 2-in-1 shit.
That's 2-in-1. It's 2-in-1 science.
Oh, here comes Stat. And Bibbin's killing these intros.
I do gonna like this new intro, you know, take me on, take on me.
I did the same thing on Wednesday.
I like. Oh, I just like Stat. I mean, how you doing?
But, right? No, I like it. I like the way Bibbins. I just, again, the story's been a little clunky and all over the place.
Oh, they beat that shit to death. It's the same thing like we were talking about with Thunder Rosa and Deonna Perazzo. They've already had 3 matches before the fucking pay-per-view. Like, are you excited for a Willow versus Statlander match right now after you've already seen them battle 3 times? One for the O and one for the CMLL. Like, what the fuck?
Not really anymore. I think we could have moved past it by now.
That outfit is very Lita-esque.
Right. I'm so looking for Raw. We will be here live for Raw, folks. Here's Willow. As a replay from last night on Rampage.
And again, though, Willow's been phenomenal with this. Like, Willow has been like the MVP, I would say, out of AEW in 2024.
Willow's good. So wait, Willow and Ishii?
They're the same height. The fuck?
Ishii everywhere, guys.
The Stone Pitbull.
Sorry?
I was just saying the Stone Pitbull.
Right?
And Sean, no, that is not Alicia Tout. That is the other backstage interviewer that they have. I can't remember her name. You got me swinging.
Oh, Bibbin's getting some good heat.
He's really underrated for being like a manager and a personality. 100% Stokely is.
Stokely is a horrible manager, as he is too annoying. How many people has he been with? How many people he's been with is not his fault. He is really good. Bibbins is great, man.
How many people was Heenan with? How many people was goddamn, this, that, and the third with?
Cornette.
Jimmy Hart. Well, Jimmy Hart is notorious for bouncing from person to person here.
Hey, if Bibbins was the GM of NXT, I would be thrilled.
He shows up and just kicks Ava the fuck out. Right. Or like they have to cooperate.
Right. Oh, wait.
Oh, Stat takes over.
So Stat accepts the challenge, even though Bibbins didn't seem happy about it, which is, again, why would you pitch any type of discourse between this newly formed, like, solidified duo?
Well, no, I know why. Because the match that they've added to the All-In pre-show is Bivens and Statlander versus Ishii and Willow. So, of course, he's like, I ain't doing none of this shit.
All right. My bad. I take that back. Bivens is in trouble.
I was wondering what match they were pitching, because we're now at like what we were talking about like earlier of how many matches is a feud gone too far, and we're in at least match number 4 so far.
Yeah, again, it's an ongoing debate amongst the fan base of do you want 1 or 2 pre-show matches and a solid 8, 9, 10, or do you want to really sit through 15 matches every time you do a pay-per-view? It's hard, man.
Well, so far, thankfully, granted, we're still a bit out. We've only had about 5 or so matches added. I don't mind adding a match to the pre-show because they normally have at least an hour or 2 pre-show. My whole thing, at least with this, of you could have had so many of these matches, like you could have spaced this out way better to where this would be, say, Willow versus Statlander for Willow's CMLL title, what have you, at All In, and actually have it be like the second singles match between them, because you had the Owen Hart one and then you could do this. But now we've already had one or two after that it's become a bit redundant.
It just gets drawn out, and I think there's stuff you can save for your TV programming, especially when you do have a struggling program. We put some of these matches on Dynamite, put some of these matches, save them, spread them out. You don't have to like cram, again, quality over quantity. And every pay-per-view, there's like Jericho's going to have a match at All In, and I'm going to want to throw up the entire time it's happening.
Well, and yeah, I was going to say that. So do you think that, Statlander versus Willow should even have a match at All In? But speaking of quality over quantity.
Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick's taking a pause for the cause. We are in commercial break on Collision. I will remind everyone out there, we are back on Monday and all week long. We got All In coming. We got All Out showing up. Emergence is on the horizon. We got more content coming your way. Wrestling Court's coming back. We are going to do the custody of Dom, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Who really owns Dom? It's going to be a fun Wrestling Court. Plus, we just dropped another Dirt Sheet debate. Go check that out on your free time. And we are here for all your favorite wrestling. We got 85 in the chat with us right now. Let's see if we can get back into triple digits. Easy for me to say, but we are just waiting to come back out of commercial. And again, lots still to come tonight. A trios main event with Christian Cage will be, I think, on commentary at the time. But yeah, an interesting night of Collision so far. Transitional champion. And now I got to work back up, Corey. I don't like that these companies are using Willow as a perennial interim transitional champion. Okay, I got you. Further companies give her a long reign. I think Willow's good. I think Willow's deserved the credit that she gets. I think she's over as a babyface. I think she has a personality. And again, if you just, oh wait, we got MXM, Maximum Male Models, on Collision. We'll get back to you. Who's your barber, Helen Keller? Jesus. So it's going to be MXM against Top Flight. What happened to Statlander CMLL title shot for beating Willow? That's a good question. And maybe that's what the conversation. Oh, but yeah, that's interesting. So if they're going to do the mixed tag match at All In, again, trying to keep track of all the number one contenders is getting a little bit tricky, Richard. Oh, Leah Rush. Okay. Leo Rush in the house. Let's go. Thank you for the reminder, MDB. Hey, Leo, it's TK sent a text to Leo. There you go. So Top Flight versus MXM. Interesting. You walked right into that one. Look, tag teams being showcased a little bit. Got to give some credit. We'll see if MXM Maximum Models stick around a little longer. But here we go. Back to the ring is Shida on her way out. Leo Rush didn't retire again. Not yet. Hold tight. But yeah, Leo Rush is around. We've seen him do some indie shows, and TK's been using him sparingly, even though I don't believe he's fully committed to AEW. So again, just kind of popping in and out. I guess he's been hanging around with Top Flight. So who knew? Shida gonna take on, oh, I missed her name. Leo Rush needs to see a barber. I'll let him know, MDB. No M Dar Girl? I don't even know what that means. But good to see you, Wrestling Observer. I like the entrance ramp. I don't mind the stage. I don't mind the look. I like that they've kind of, like, if Collision or Rampage could kind of stay in a venue like this and keep, this kind of consistency, like almost what we get with NXT. Again, I hate to kind of push it in that direction, but this has a better vibe than being, being, Shida in control, but being just kind of in the empty buildings, running after Dynamite. This is a much better feel. Aaliyah James. There you go. Yeah, Eric, you know what? It's not bad. Not like I'm not dreading it. I'm not I actually think I'm pretty content with most of what we got through the first hour. Some weird stuff. Like I don't get hologram. But I don't think anybody can fault me for that. But still to come, or up next, Bryan Danielson sitting down with good old JR, folks. Big kick from Shida. And we get a 2. You say that Esports Arena is a good TV streaming spot tonight. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Esports Arena and having this residency there, I kind of like this. If they could do something like this long term, I don't mind it. The venue feels a little more energized. Again, it's got a little bit of you know, like a AAA vibe with the brightness in the back of the stage, but I don't dislike it at all. And Shida gets the win. Monday Raw is coming back to USA. Yes. They have the Olympics have come to an end. 6-0. Has there been 6 matches? Stop playing with me. Damn, we get 2 minutes of Shida. I feel robbed. Now, Shida's been a little more heel lately, but she's good, man. As we go to Bryan and good old JR. Happy to see JR on TV. I wish we could live stream Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander for the world title this Thursday on TNA. I don't know. We'll see what we can do, Damien. We'll see. We will see. Raw is going to Netflix in January. Yes, it is, Mike. Yes, it is. We're looking forward to it. We'll see what it means, how the show changes, how the dynamic works. It should be exciting. Good old JR. I don't mind the little interview. Bryan talking about his family, his life. Did I hear TNA next Thursday? Yeah, I don't know. I think we might have to talk about it, Anthony. We might have to talk about it. This echo in the interview in the studio exists, folks. Yeah. They're in like the foyer of Bryan's house. JR's voice is the soundtrack to my childhood. Absolutely. If you're of a certain vintage, JR is the soundtrack. They use so many amazing wrestling moments with JR over top of it. And again, a true storyteller, a guy that, he made you believe what was happening because he believed in what was happening. It wasn't a gimmick to him. It was really going down. He conveyed it as if what he's seen was exactly what he was seeing, and it was unbelievable. This Sunday night, the Olympics are over. Facts. Shout out to Canadian Phil Wizard, first ever break Olympic gold medalist from Canada. Big shout out. Have you seen people buy a Slim Jim and then barbecue with a lighter? Why? I had not seen that, but thank you. Are people really doing that? Okay, so Danielson talking about. Okay. Talking about his failures, how he's learned from them. Interesting. How we feeling about this, folks? How we feeling about this right now? I love Jim Ross. Absolutely love. God damn you to hell, Triple H. No, those were the best. You son of a bitch. Stone Cold. And you know what? I feel like for me, like even with that, especially with the Stone Cold stuff, but JR didn't shy away from who his guys were. Like it was, and that those moments, Stone Cold, the Morgan Freeman, honestly, you narrate the entire fucking thing. As I think we went to commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, Brian talking about his career. Again, could it be the end of Brian Danielson's wrestling career at All In? What do you think? We're 2 weeks away. Could it happen? Jim Ross's classic. Should they save Liv and Rhea for WrestleMania? Nope, too far away. Plus, you got to book things on the current shows. There's so much you can get into for WrestleMania. There's nothing you need storylines to pay off at other pay-per-views. No, you can't just build everything to WrestleMania. Liv and Rhea will have something now. It will continue, I think, past Berlin, if anything does happen at Berlin, and then it will just continue to go. I think it will continue. And eventually I think Rhea will get what she wants, and then you move on to something else, and then you can circle back, or you move on to bigger and better things. It's just the nature of the beast, but you do need payoffs throughout the year. Jim Ross is classic. Morgan Freeman is mean in person. He's okay. Who knew? Someone stopped the damn match. My favorite junior line back in the day. All right. Oh my God. Oh, someone stopped the damn match. Okay. All right. I got you. Sometimes I'm reading it in succession, Vance. But yes, no, that's again a good old JR. And I know some people are like, I mean, the guy completely was the voice. And like I said, a storyteller. He dictated how the fans were going to feel. And I think that's something that some of the current commentary teams forget, is you're supposed to tell the fans, how are you supposed to feel about this? You get to convey that emotion to them. When JR was losing his mind because a babyface was getting done wrong, he pulled you right along with them. Yeah, stop it. Let him go. Let him go, damn it. Speaking of letting him go.
Let it go. Let it go. But yeah, no. JR 100%, like the Hell in a Cell match. Well, folks, they're fighting right on top of us here, folks. That 100%, he was that match. He's the missing third element. You take him out of that match, the match isn't the same.
Yeah.
And he expanded a bunch of kids' vocabularies. I had no idea what a Jezebel was until Jim Ross.
A slobber knocker.
Yeah. Do it, you son of a choke slammer to hell, Kane.
Right.
He was literally, and it's, I don't want to talk about someone's health too much, but how do you feel that like now he's really thin? And
I mean,
everything he's had going on, maybe go off in that sweet sunset, JR. Enjoy your barbecue and your Oklahoma Sooners football and everything. We don't need you in wrestling right now. And I say that with all due respect, but you've earned your spot. You are a Hall of Famer's Hall of Famer.
Yeah, at the same time, though, it might give him a little bit of a resolve to like do an interview like that with Brian. Still not really do a lot, but be able to kind of just do that moment. So it's a tough one, Minik. I get what you're saying too, and I don't disagree with it. And again, it's just one of the sad things of life is as we're getting older and you watch people age, you hope he's okay. He's a scrappy dude. And all the thoughts and prayers to him. I hope he's doing well, but I mean, it's sad to see.
Right. Man's battled Bell's palsy twice, at least. And even beyond just what JR contributed, as we've got Shida backstage again, looking like Hitman 46.
You know what, though? She's getting a mean promo. Sorry to interrupt there, Nick.
No, you're good. No, I like Shida, and she's very much grown on me the more that I've seen her develop and grow in AEW. And she, again, you have her, you have Thunder Rosa, you have Deonna Purrazzo, you have Taya Valkyrie. Dare I even throw in a Marina Shafir potentially, or at least Athena, who's been sitting there toiling away at Ring of Honor for the longest time. When's she going to actually be on Dynamite or anything?
Right.
There's so much of a division there, but it's really just been 4 women.
Yeah, again, I mean, plethora of talent, and that's what we've said for a long time. Of the man's got all the ingredients for to bang out this fucking meal, and he just can't figure out how to do it. As oh yeah, referee Cage coming out.
Oh, I forgot he's a special guest referee. Fuck.
It's funny. I always find it again, Quinkadinkle, we'll call it that. But we get these weird moments between both companies of like, did y'all honestly plan kind of the same shit the same week, or is it Quinkadink? What
Yeah,
happened?
we've seen our own share of coinky dinks and everything too in what we do, but 100%, it's so interesting. It's so different. You had Seth out here with the cutoff sleeves and the bedazzled ref outfit, and we've got a long sleeve turtleneck for Christian.
A turtleneck.
But as we've got the Bang Bang Gang coming out, I was gonna say with JR though too, if he was such a dynamic with whoever he was with, whether it be Jerry the King Lawler, whether it be Heyman, of they became that classic duo constantly.
Right? And the Bullet Club have a wicked entrance. Even without many men, it's still a good entrance. It's too bad that
That's still the best entrance.
Could you not go to somebody and say, hey, we need an instrumental similar to Many Men? You can't do Many Men, but give us something.
Jimmy Hart, where's your number?
Right? Like, can't you just give us something akin to it? But I like their entrance. One of the better entrances in the company. I don't know who you're taking in this match, but we have hit main event, folks, as the House of Black taking on Bullet Club Gold.
I'm taking House of Black with this, but I do think that the Gun Club has again been another. We saw them as their run with the tag titles and everything.
Right.
They're one of the better tag teams in AEW, but because we have the trios division, we have to have trios titles, and we have to do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You've chopped down your already weak division, but
in a big way, in a lot of ways, right? Like there's a lot of opportunity here. As here comes the House of Black, folks. Get your predictions in on the main event tonight. Who you taking? But yeah, no, I mean, you're right. I mean, if you could utilize tag teams better, strengthen that division before you even think about trios. But we know the trios division was only created because the Bucks were butthurt about getting pushed out of the tag team division by FTR. So, c'est la vie.
All right, but it's still crazy to me of how you have a faction like the House of Black that's just three badasses, and how it's been literally like, oh, it's the Ricky Bobby of like, I don't know what to do with my hands when it comes to this group.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Do they get a push just because, you got Buddy Murphy out there? Hey, TK, can I go and, help mommy for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, again,
he just came back too, so
yeah,
allegedly resigned.
There's definitely been times where we're like, oh, they're gonna push him, and then it falls apart. Like even with the Edge thing, like why did Edge breaking his leg fuck up the House of the House of Black decided to go with Malachi, so you didn't need Edge. You already had, so they could have just moved on to something better.
But they weren't going to move on. That's the thing. So that's telling right there is that they were set up to have like another 2 or 3 matches after that, and so now they don't know where to go with them.
Right.
But folks, let us know who you got in this match, whether you're taking the Bullet Club Gold or you're taking the House of Black. And yeah, not a whole lot of reaction from the crowd, but not a whole lot of discourse and a lot of discussion about the fact that Juice Robinson's back.
No, it it happened, and we were like, oh, Juice, and then right on to kind of collision duty. And again, I think Juice is a guy that you should be giving a lot of TV time to. I think the Bullet Club Gold don't get enough because they all have personality,
but they all can't be healthy at the same time.
True. But I mean, again, I watched a very underachieving Dynamite on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
This match on Dynamite would have been nice.
Well, I think you could take almost any match from this show. Like, honestly, as much as we've kind of, talked about Collision, it's in ring. It's been a good show. It's been a good show, but it's like having a really nice meal, but like you get the salad where the dessert should be, and like your appetizers where your encore or your main course should be, what have you, your entree. That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
It's a little out of place, but it's all still been good.
Right.
As Malachi Black in there with Austin Gunn right now.
I was trying to hear what they said something about Kip challenge. I don't know what the fuck. Did you hear a lot of people were making Anna Jay got a big win in Marigold?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, Anna Jay won her match in Marigold, and then it was kind of funny though because Anna Jay was going to Japan, and Mariah May's best friend,
Mina Shirakawa
was on the way here. It was like, okay, so a little trade, a little shuffle, but yeah, good job for Anna Jay.
Right. As
Buddy,
Murphy,
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was calling the same thing. I'll throw you out. What are you going to make it a 3-on-2 match?
Right.
Is it crazy to see that Christian is the most like paying attention and on point official in AEW, and he's a special guest ref?
Listen, if I was fucking running this company, I'd have every ref in the company sitting ringside just watching Christian work.
We're all going to have a meeting together, and this is how you officiate a match, folks.
Right. Let Father Christian teach everyone how this is how it's supposed to go. With that collar, you're not far off.
He's just missing the little shit in the middle.
Right.
As we're in picture, as yes, we get the debut of Overdrive, starring AEW, which I think it's a clip show with AEW probably throwing to the clip. It's so interesting. So, well, how do you feel? Because I've seen people view this as, well, clearly we're still close to a deal happening and everything because they're giving them more time. To me, this is you set it up of this is going to be a show whether AEW is involved or not. It's not AEW Overdrive, it's TNT Overdrive. So they could pull AEW shit out of this, and it's just a clip show. It's a clip show. It's Rob Dyrdek shit. It's the same thing, all of that.
Yeah, I assumed it was just the wrestlers coming on as like guest spots, Darby shows up and hosts an episode kind of thing. So I don't think it's incumbent, and I don't think it ties into the relationship. Plus, this is something that would have been filmed a few months ago, and then had to work through the process.
So we've got to use it.
It's already done, right? It doesn't mean like, oh, see, they brought this on. That means they're definitely going to work together forever. It's not how business works.
Are they just dumping every asset that they have? Or we've got this sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's going to be interesting. I thought initially before I saw what the show was about, I thought it was going to be like their version of like a Speed to where they just rattle off like 4 matches in like an hour or something. But
like
it
TNA.
Seems like it's just a clip show. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's a TNA show. And all it said was it's going to feature AEW stars. So it was like, okay, like, there was like that, that fucking, anyone catch OC, Stat, and Chuck on The Floor is Lava?
No.
Hilarious. The show, The Floor is Lava on
I have
Netflix.
heard of show. I have not watched that show.
Yeah, those 3 were on it.
Ah, fair enough. Well, they were involved with like the whole Shark Week thing and everything. But yeah.
Overdrive is a clip show of extreme sports being guest hosted by different special guests. So there you go. So he said what we said, way shorter.
Right. Well, most people are normally better at that. Yeah. We take the long way around with stuff.
Ref, you suck is chanted out.
This has probably been the best Collision episode in a while. I would challenge you on that, Damien.
It's because we're here. It's because we're actually here. Right? You're right, Damien.
It's not going against the SummerSlam. It's not going against this or that.
Right? It's the only thing we're paying attention to for the first time in a long time with a
on
Collision.
A Saturday. Yeah, absolutely.
So sorry, it's been a rough go, and Collision hasn't done enough. Even when we're watching like a wrestling Revolver up against it, we get pulled away into like the Revolver or the GCW over 100%. The Collision.
We literally talked more about the SummerSlam pre-show than we watched Collision.
Right.
Just say it.
Fact. Sub 200. They should have just left it in its normal slot. It wasn't worth the effort of moving it.
Yeah, it's just for fuck. Like, and then because the people who don't know that they had moved it go to the normal slot and it's not
Right.
there, so then they miss out. Like, they didn't
Right.
announce too well that they were moving it anyways.
Oh, leg lariat. Down goes Murphy. Bullet Club in control, folks.
Right. And Christian has that face like he's always around stinky cheese.
Facts.
Like he's always smelling a fart.
It looks like Luchasaurus ate Buddy Murphy's shorts.
Oh, well, he's always kind of had that same style, even when he was, Buddy Matthews in 205 Live and shit.
Yeah. Man, again, his career was all but done. He went back home, figured himself out, and came back like a vengeance. And his career's been good, and he's been outstanding ever since he kind of showed back up with the ripped shorts.
But he's so underrated. Like, even when he was at 205 Live and hitting Murphy's Law, like, he was probably, to me, the best 205 Live champion that they had outside of maybe Pac.
Juice is giving him the leg lift. The doggy leg lift, by the way, if you can't see it, folks.
And that's what instantly sets off Malachi Black. Not that, fuck it, you can taunt. We'll just, heal up here. But no, Buddy Murphy is so underrated as an actual wrestler. He's always just, that's Rhea's husband. But even a guy he's what, like 5'5", 5'6", and just stacked like a goddamn Wolverine out here.
No, man. And one of the things that pissed me off a great deal was when Murphy and Malachi were having like their little rivalry on Raw.
Right.
And they had banger matches. I know, here I go with bangers again. As the ref, Christian saying he didn't see the tag. Brody King.
Why are the heels Murphy just getting stomped out in the corner? Sorry.
Well, he should be being stomped out, but they're not doing anything.
Well, they were. Well, no, they were, and then
a little.
Yeah.
Ref, you suck, chance. But yeah, I was really disappointed that the people running the show at the time didn't see the genius in like Malachi and Murphy at that time and really work with them, give them TV time. And it just went away. And then eventually they weren't in the company anymore.
That was one of the best feuds going. And even when he was, part of the Disciples there with Seth Rollins, he was fantastic. We were getting, Buddy versus Seth as an actual feud. Guns almost cut off the hot tag, but now we've got Matthews tagging in Malachi here. Just brushes him away with the black mass kick. Well, and Malachi is another name. I know Buddy allegedly just re-signed back in like January or something, and people acting like it's brand new news with AEW. But Malachi is another one of those names that they've talked about. Moonsault on the blind tag from Brody. But
and another one, springboard.
Right.
Malachi on fire.
The Lucha Bros, like a Ricky Starks, of going from AEW back to WWE or going to WWE.
Dude, again, the buzz about Ricky Starks, I'm just flipping through Twitter like, man, we were literally talking about this for 6 months. Like,
were none of y'all paying attention?
Brody. Yeah, no, it blows my mind. Good match. The energy in the building is good for this, Nick. This residency is good for that. Feels like TNA that way.
Well, it feels like that. It feels like NXT. The residencies, if they did Dynamite at Daly's place and they did Collision here, I think it works perfect. You tape Ring of Honor with Collision and you tape Rampage with Dynamite. Works out if you're going to do tape shows. I like them, again, having more of a residency versus you go to these 20,000 seat arenas and sell 2,000. It doesn't exactly translate well.
Nick, I'm not going to lie. I think by the time this match ends, depending on how this match ends, I'm pretty confident that I enjoyed Collision more than I enjoyed Dynamite.
That's actually really interesting and a good statement to Collision. Maybe that's what it was. They put Hologram first to get him the fuck out of the way. That was the pre-show for Collision of just get Hologram the fuck out of the way, and then we started it off with the bull rope match.
Well, it's like you said before, though. Like if you just focus on all that matters from what I'm seeing is what's happening between the bells, like between the ropes. Well, in AEW's case, all over the place as they're on the outside of the ring now.
Yeah.
But if you just take it at that value, there's quality there, right? Like like especially a night like tonight, it's all good.
That's always been the easiest way for me to absolutely as all three men in chairs. But yeah, that's always been the easiest way is to view it more like when we watch a wrestling Evolver to AEW's on that same pedestal, because that's really truly where it should be of them having residencies at places. They need to stay in that lane, and it's worked out well for them with that. They've seen results that way at least. So why not stay with it? I know it's really nice to go on tour. It's really nice to sit there and say that we're challenging the top guys. But when you do that and you're clearly not, you just look a fool. So it's better to keep your mouth shut versus open it. And, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let everybody think you're a fool than open it and prove them right.
Yeah, facts. So Brody rolled in Austin and then chucked him back out. Seemed rude. A little rude.
It's like I saw, and it reminded me of the spot from SummerSlam of he's rolling into the ropes. What is he doing?
Yeah, like, oh, well, I guess we're going to get a swerve here in a second.
Well, do you think we get an overrun with this?
Oh, God, could we?
We're got 4 minutes, so this has been a hell of a match now.
It's been good.
With this, though, do you still think it warrants and fits as main event, or should it still have been the bull rope match that ends it? I still stand by it should have been the bull rope match. That blasting visual of Thunder Rosa crying, bloody, San Antonio, that's you send the crowd home. Holy shit. Have a good night, folks.
I would open the show with this match. I would open the show and I would have closed with the bull rope. I'm sorry, the bull rope, because I want that match to feel more. I want that to be more significant.
Yeah. I would still just piss off with the whole hologram match. And then Small Mark, stick around for MLW. It's free on YouTube. I'm just saying. I just read the comment. We'll see, I guess. Did MJF raid Apollo Creed's closet? Unbroken what? Did you raid, Kaiser Sose's getting, stash there, my guy? What do you want about?
He was talking about the, Apollo Creed, the Coming to America Apollo Creed.
Oh.
And MJF.
I'm like, where did that come from? MJF's not even on the screen.
I got it. I got you. See, Adam Page against Jay Lethal. What? Okay.
No, because he's going after If he's going after Jeff Jarrett, fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, I get why they're doing it now, but I'm just like, really?
Big clothesline from Brody. Yeah, no.
We got a 2.
And again, no. So imagine if the lead into All In was Danielson versus Jay Lethal. You can run back the history between those two before you get Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett.
Right.
And again, it's so crazy how you just take one piece here and move it there and switch it with that piece, and everything falls into place. Yeah. But sometimes you can't see the forest before the trees there, TK.
Wait.
Huh?
Shida's going to fight Mercedes on Wednesday? That's crazy.
Expose her.
That's interesting. Like, so Shida's been kind of heelish lately. Mercedes, flatliner.
Right. Well, flapjack flatliner. Or if he breaks it up.
Which is one of my favorite move names in current wrestling.
What now?
They call the assistant flatliner the 310 to Yuma. Good finisher name.
Oh, Black Mass.
Golden, big neck breaker.
Well, that was a little of like the Andrade, crossroads there.
Yo, the crowd has gone so quiet, everything's echoing.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of like pre-Thunderdome era to where like you could hear the commentary, like you could hear the wrestlers call their spots and argue with the commentary.
Christian's counting. Look, every AEW ref right now needs to watch Christian Cage.
5. This is how you count. He's out there. They fucking count. 8. He just speared Buddy Matthews. 10. And calls a double count out.
So we're going to get a triple threat, but amazing.
That's so good. That's a good ass ending. Buddy Matthews, and now they're just going to decimate him.
9. Christian hits the spear. 10.
But now, did he do that thinking that, well, if it's a draw, nobody wins and we don't have to defend it, and they're going to turn around and, no, you got to defend against both of them.
Yeah, it's the arrogant heel screwing himself, right? Like, haha, I figured it out. Well, now you got to fight both of them. But this must mean the tag titles won't be a triple threat too, will they?
Perhaps. Well, no. How much hairspray did this woman need to spray?
Jesus Christ. Thank God she didn't bring a lighter.
So glow. But could it be that the Young Bucks won't be there, so we're just going to have the Acclaim versus FTR as the number 1 contenders match it all in?
I guess.
4-way Trios Championship ladder match? Good God. How many fucking people would you have in one match? And trying to remember who's on what team?
Cutter on the outside. Who would be the 4th team, Sean? Who's the 4th team? Oh my God. He goes right after the knee. They're taking Murphy out.
Oh, yeah.
Kip Sabian's going to join the House of Black.
If all of a sudden Buddy Murphy's on the sidelines, I wouldn't be surprised we see him show up on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, Colton through the chair. Luchasaurus doing damage.
Yes, I refuse to call this man Kill Switch. It will always be Lucha Kane or Kanosaurus.
100%, my guy.
This looks so awkward of what they're trying to set up.
And we have gone over a couple minutes already, Nick.
Right? Oh, but we're setting up the unprettier onto the chair.
It's funny. You can hear the individual people saying shit.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. Could you think about this, though? Hey, we're debuting a new show, and we have Overrun right before we debut it.
Right.
You can't even go to your own time slot. Well, fuck.
They're trying to capitalize on the people too. Oh, you got an uptick in the after.
Yeah, they're trying to salvage it with the back end.
I thought that was really good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't mind if that's the angle you're going to do at the end of the show, then that's fine. And then I would have been fine if the bull rope match went on first, which I'm just at this point declaring it did. And the hologram Darby Allin match was a pre-show match because that don't need to count because that was bullshit.
How would you feel if it was the second last match tonight? If the bull rope match went second last?
No, because it'd be too much of the same spots and too much of really like it would take away too much. I think it'd be too much back to back. I like again, if you're not last, you're first. It's one of the laws of wrestling. If you're not last, you're first. If at least they go on first, they get the fresh audience, big, huge. You pop the crowd huge in San Antonio and Texas. It's a way to get the crowd hot as shit. And then you end it with this angle. And now, granted, you could completely flip it, and this perhaps could have been the angle, and then you get the come up and an announcement of the triple threat match by the end of the show, and you end it with the bull rope. So
right. Well, folks, get in that chat. Let us know what is your rating out of 10. What did you like? What didn't you like about Collision tonight? As I believe we're just going to hang around for a little bit and check out
Overdrive. We had Will Ospreay introduce a story of a man getting chased by a bear.
Okay. So we're going to check that out. And,
is this a competition? Why are there 3 people here?
What do you mean?
I'm watching Overdrive, and we've got 3 people, and they're all like talking about like Steve 63 from Woodburn, Oregon, and they're talking about how he's like this and that. Yeah, Paulina, marathon runner, 2nd generation powerlifter, elite bow hunter. Are we having a competition if these people are going to get chased by a bear?
That would be awesome.
I think that we might be getting a competition of these people. We're going to get a competition of these people are chased by a bear.
Is that what's happening?
Man bear. We've got a bear expert and a sports analyst. What the fuck are we watching? My guy, we're literally just please let there be a live bear. Please let there be a live bear. I want a live bear to chase these people. Bloodlust is real, folks.
Nick turning into Jackie Moon on a Saturday night.
Right.
Jesus.
Florida tropics, here we go. But no, I'm just calling this is over. It's so interesting. They made this seem like this was much more AEW involved.
No,
yeah,
that's
they have a different bear. But they build this up of like it's got a real big AEW involvement, and Ospreay, I think, did the first little bit of an introduction, and then we've just got our competitors. Oh, it's a whole. Okay, so this is not at all what I thought it was. I thought this was a clip show. This seems like an actual fucking competition.
Like,
so they're not chased by a bear. They're competing like a bear.
They're competing like suits, like fluffy.
No, like they're having to do like it's one of those goddamn like tough man style competitions. Like you would expect this to be hosted by Joe Rogan.
Oh, so
this is one of those like just who's the hardest, competitions. Shout out Steve though, 63, looking like he's goddamn the Ultimate Warrior.
So it's like Schmear Factor.
Yeah, I think you're eating a schmear right now by the sounds of your voice too. But yeah, we've got. I can't remember homie's name, but he's a former MMA fighter. All of that. Why they got this man out here in his boxing gloves and his shorts in the middle of the fucking woods? I don't know. But yeah, folks, let us know your ratings out of Collision. Let us know if you're following along with Overdrive. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling about it. I guess we could also potentially click over for MLW if we're here if we want to, but I'm just still tempted I want to see a live bear. They teased names of the bears. So why we're getting a live bear. Holy shit, there's a live bear.
There's a live bear.
14,000 pounds, Alaskan Kodiak. Holy shit, are they really gonna have a tug of war with a live bear? This has made my night. Down with Collision.
Jackie
Moon, this is a bear.
Forget Collision. We got a live bear, folks.
Yeah. So literally, there's a bear on the other end of this tug of rope. The guy's literally having to pull himself away and not get dragged off. Right. Playing King of the Mountain with a live bear.
Big bear. Big bear chase me.
Big bear. There's a bear. There's a bear.
Big bear chase me. There's a bear.
Fair enough.
7.5.
This is still crazy. Welcome to America, folks. But yes, sir. Not to take away from Collision that we just watched, as I got my pop for the bear pause. And it's not the fucking cooking show.
Anything else wrestler-wise? Like, is Will hanging around for the whole show?
So far, that's all that I've seen. Is just he did a little bit of an intro. And again, I thought this was going to be a clip show. And this now seems like an actual competition. Like, literally, they're having the three of them compete as to who can stay up there the longest after getting pulled by a bear on a rope. But what would you give Collision as a rating out of 10, sir?
I think I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I liked it. I thought solid in-ring matches. I was really content with the matches, how they went. I thought they built up some decent stuff. And again, I think I don't get Hologram. I don't like them. I don't think it's a, again, future world champion Hologram. Like, I don't get what they're trying to accomplish with this. To me, it's childish, but the match that he was in was fine. It was, he doesn't suck as a wrestler. It's just the gimmick sucks around him. Yeah, I think 7.5 is a fair show.
You have to lose half a point and just straight 7 because you had that match. That match should have been a pre-show for Collision or a Twitter exclusive, what have you.
Right.
But yeah, you should have started with, if you weren't going to end with it, you start with a bull rope match. everything post bull rope match, even though we thought that should have main evented initially and everything, that kicked off Collision. Everything post, bull rope match, and the bull rope match included, was great, was enjoyable, kept your attention. The hologram Darby shit just missed me with that. I don't want to count that. So I feel you gotta get at least, I can maybe see you with a 7.5. I could get you there. But I can't go beyond that, because you've got to get at least knocked of shit's a little bit out of order. The math doesn't math to Cody Anthony and everything. But overall, it was still a solid show with what they had in ring. And Outrunners versus FTR was a good tag match, an underrated tag match.
Tag match was good, dude. I thought the women's match, the bull rope match, was good. Not great, but a really solid match. I thought the ladies delivered. Maybe part of it was just the way we got there. I don't know. But I really liked that match. I really liked how the main event played out. I thought Christian was great. I thought that spot where he got to the 9, and then, I think it was Murphy that got up and killed him and then counted the 10. Oh, that was good. I mean, again, how often are we excited about an angle in the trios division? So good job by Christian being the ultimate pro that he is. I like tonight better than I like Dynamite.
There you go.
6.5. 5.7.
Right.
I got Mystico and Magnus. Yeah. I do have MLW in front of me.
Okay, fair enough. If you want. If not, we can call it an evening.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just going off on a tirade here about bears and pulling people in the water and shit.
Right.
Oh, we got a boo-boo.
Are they still doing a tug of war with the bear?
Yeah, literally. I just watched a 63-year-old man play tug of war with a bear on national television. What is life?
Right?
I feel like Danny after dentist stuff. Is this real life?
Right. I wonder if the Orcas will attack the next Jericho wrestling cruise.
Don't tell him.
No, I think Jericho's music keeps the Orcas at bay, keeps them at distance.
He's like the anti-siren of rather than drawing people in, he pushes them away.
He just repels everything. Fish die.
Right. Yeah, I pulled up MLW as Mystico with a twisting corkscrew crossbody onto the outside. Who is he taking on, sir? Well, I'll probably just pull down and. Well, they don't have it. Oh, Mystico versus Magnus of the Opera Cup round 1.
Yes. Did this just start, Damien? Did this pay-per-view?
It started at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
This is why, like I said, the choice is yours.
7. 10 on the 28. Pause. I got a 619 on MLW. Move that one, you'd have an even better night, bud.
Right. Just pull that shit out of there. Now I've got, just to keep an overdrive update of, now we've got to move a giant barrel faster than a bear. So we're literally just seeing who's better, human or bear. Who is stronger? Who is more powerful?
But you said there was a 63. Is it even
There's 3 competitors. There is Ira, a former MMA fighter. There is Steve, who's a 62-year-old. And there's Paulina, who's massage therapist.
I'm a big fan of Paulina. Go Paulina. Yeah. That's funny.
My guy, I thought it was a clip show. I thought it was going to be, 100% some Rob Dudek shit with just, AW people just, oh, that clip was insane. Well, coming up next, we've got blah, 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 blah. But instead, you just had Ospreay start the show off, and then that's it. Yeah. Now it's just bear. Bear.
Can we get Brock Lesnar versus the bear, or Bobby Lashley versus the bear?
I mean, F5 the shark, so he's gonna have Matt Hardy's fucking theme music. I can slap a tornado.
Shit. It just Elite.
Right?
As the crowd is lit. Where are they for this show?
Probably California, I would assume. That tends to be where the West Coast tends to be where MLW runs, I feel.
True story. Show of the week is Raw. I would agree with you.
Do we want to do a quick ranking?
Sure.
Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, Collision, Dynamite. Am I missing? Oh, NXT. NXT slots in. Ooh. NXT or Collision. That might actually be halfway close. I still think NXT would edge it out. You got Hendry Coffee. You had a good, decent amount on NXT, but it's closer than you would think.
Yeah, Raw, SmackDown. I really like SmackDown. Yeah, I mean that NXT. I'm trying to remember what I gave NXT. I think I gave NXT a 7. So Collision, NXT, Dynamite would be the weakest show of the week. Shit, that's rough.
I think that's the norm. Well, and then Rampage.
Well, we don't count
Rampage. If you want to say that counts. That's just
we
add on.
Right, because then we got to include Level Up and Level Up.
That's Dynamite's. Well, the stuff that we were here live for, and that's Dynamite's like extra credit to try and get them, closer to close the gap a bit more. Honestly,
yeah. Dynamite got my lowest rating this week, and on average, based on the fans out there, it got the lowest rating from the fans this week. So I know people. Oh, it's just AEW hate. No, it was not a good show. I mean, yes, MJF Fletcher cooked. I was happy with it, but there wasn't much else.
You can't just say everything's goddamn hate because it's some shit you don't want to hear. But yeah, so they literally, the only tie into this that I get said of, they very much initially, or at least the reports of the news articles going around about this, made it seem much more like this was an AEW tie-in. And like I said, that's where people were like, see, they're giving them more TV time. So clearly the deal's close and they're really happy and none of that. Will Ospreay has just been literally the commercial bumper between here. He pitches to commercials and he pitched the start of the show.
Yeah, and next week there'll be, MJF will do a spot, and the week after it'll be Swerve, then it'll be Sasha.
But are they just? I'm now more curious. Are they going to be constantly fighting bears? Like, is it going to be like man versus rhino, man versus crocodile, man versus gorilla?
Nick is just like, no, tell me more about the bears.
I want to know about the bear.
We might have to cover this live weekly bear show.
Well, I think we might. If we're going to be here on Collision, Overdrive's going to be a thing.
Oh, that's too.
I'm going to get invested in this shit. Even if we go off the air, I'll watch it afterwards.
I
might have found my new favorite show that's non-wrestling.
What if next week there are no bears? What if it's a bear-free show
But then again, like I said, that's when is it man versus like rhinoceros? Is it man versus horse? Is there another animal aspect to this? Or is it just man versus bear all the time?
Two count, by the way. Oh, wait a minute.
Bring the bear to Wembley, he says Small Mark.
What'd he say?
Bring the bear to Wembley.
Bring the bear to Wembley. Next week, Darby Allin versus the Bear. Shit.
Right.
Darby
goes
over.
If you want to let us know even your weekly, your order for how the show has played out for you this week in wrestling, let us know in the chat as I'm in commercial break on the Bear Show and we've still got Mystico going on MLW.
Yeah, and just for the record, I mean, pitting, the fact that Collision comes in at third, good for Collision. Because of the schedule in the summer, we took a couple Saturdays off. Plus, there's been SummerSlam and other big things going on up against it.
Right.
Being that it's the first Collision we really focused on its own, I was impressed, and I enjoyed Collision. Maybe my expectations are less, but I enjoyed the show from start to finish. Even if there's shit I don't get, I found the show more enjoyable than Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's been a good show. It's interesting, like you said, it's finally been the first time that we've actually been able to, truly put a focus on it, because that's the issue it runs into of we're human, so we do have to actually take pauses for the causes at times. B, normally that's when a PLE or something other Wrestling Evolve or House of Glory is running against it. So the market share for Collision to have its own open audience is few and far between, but they really did well. Again, you cut off that first match, and I could see probably an 8.5 maybe for a show.
But yeah, and I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But I mean, and again, the match isn't bad. It's just some of the stuff surrounding the matches have us scratching our head of like,
that wasn't a good match. That was not a good match. That was 2 or 3 botches in that match alone.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not committed enough to go. Wait a minute,
that was a match. But
yeah, okay, I agree.
Joshua asking if he missed Thunder Rosa, because yes, there's also UFC on it. We wanted to put that on. It's a fight night.
That's right.
Right.
Butcher in the
They're running from the bear. They're running from the bear. I'm seeing a 62-year-old run from a bear. Run.
Is it John Candy?
No, this dude literally looks like, you remember how like the Warrior looked in
sorry,
and everything?
Mystico gets the win.
Oh, I don't know if they're okay, so they're not running from the bear, they're running as fast as the bear.
They're not running from the bear. They should be running from the fucking bear.
Right. No, this is just so, I'm sorry. I know we've got wrestling and things, but this is just so fucking unique to me of like, what is going on?
Oh, that's rude. I'm trying to track it down.
No, you're fine.
I'm curious about the goddamn bear now.
I'm sold everyone on this goddamn bear.
Well, the bear gets 9 out of 10 tonight.
Right now, Steve, the 62-year-old, is technically in first. Now,
right?
Yeah. What the fuck, did they both not finish the other thing? Yeah.
Right.
They've got a Thunderdome ball. What they've literally like American Gladiators, that goddamn like giant ball that they'd be in. They have one of those that I think they go inside and the bear just like
manhandles them for a while. That would be terrifying. Imagine
you're watching man versus bear. That's what they're calling it. Yes.
Imagine being in a gerbil ball and having a bear just bat you around for a while. I'm like, man, I don't trust this glass at all.
Yeah, but so shit. This is really what it is. So, yeah, right now they're doing Grizzly Heights of you have to run away from the bear through an obstacle course, then climb a tree that's pegged up so you can climb it and ring a bell. Which, for anyone that knows bears, they can climb fucking trees. So,
right,
I'll get you, bitch.
You might crack that open like an egg.
Oh. Tony Khan Bear. That's what it is. It's Tony Khan Bear.
But if you are just tuning in, folks, Collision is wrapped up. We are just kind of peeking in at MLW. Riddle's on our screen right now, by the way.
Right, with Riddle, Kojima, and Akira are going to be taking on Contra tonight of Minoru Suzuki, Ikaro Kwan, and Mads Kruger, yeah.
Right. As they chant bitch ass Contra and as they're getting ready for their matchup. So by the way, if you go ahead.
No, I thought that was coming up next, but you said tonight.
Yeah. So folks, get in that chat. We're gonna stick around for a little bit. As long as there's some people here, we might continue. If not, we might go to pull the plug. But I mean, again, for my money, Collision did well tonight.
Right. Oh, man, is killing this.
I anticipate a mixed tag match of Bash in the Beach for Judgment Days.
Bash in the Beach, Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin. Holy shit. It's the bear versus the knee pads, of course.
Right.
The bear needs knee pads, points off.
Steve, the 62-year-old, is in first with 21. Ira, the MMA fighter, is in second with 20 points. And your girl, Paulina, I think, has been voted off the Bear Island.
She's been voted. Did they eat her?
No, they literally scratched her off because she only had 18. So we're down to the final 2 for the finals here.
Right. Okay. Sorry,
But no,
Paulina.
this show is 100% of we're going to introduce a new show, and Tony, well, guess what? We've still got you, fucker, so we're going to use you as a tie-in.
Yeah, you're under our umbrella. We need, knock,
We
knock.
need
Mr.
something to help get this shit over, which, I mean, just say we're going to have man versus bear, and you're going to get people to watch.
I was trying to like get a synopsis, like a full synopsis of this show.
Insanity. Now, so now we've got the American Gladiator ball.
Elite athletes face giant grizzly bear, fierce cops chase runaway suspects, and more. Wait, what?
Yeah, we're in the finals, and it's only a half hour, so we've still got another half an hour of the show.
They run it back?
This is a 2-hour show. This is a 2-hour show. Holy shit.
It's not. No,
it's a 2-hour show. Yeah, because they're hyping up police chases right now.
Yeah, how do you feel about you get
this is Spike TV? This is Spike TV. This is, how much beer could you survive? Could you drink and still survive?
Right.
This is 100% Spike TV. Sorry, but by the way, as I'm in commercial, I've got Summer of the Beast getting advertised for MLW.
Yo, did you see they announced Sandhain 2? The return.
I did not.
The return
of Father James Cokespot.
Father James returns.
I don't. It's honestly, respectfully, is NWA just kind of there?
Yes, it is totally like, dude. You've been here for the history of with NWA, and we would we would constantly promote them. We'd constantly, tell people don't miss their pay-per-views, and then we watched it decline. We watched it go downhill. We watched it go out the window, and here we are. So again, we hate to be anything but positive, but it's just there now. We don't even tune in anymore, and it's unfortunate.
It had so much potential, and it just went so sideways.
It just fell apart. It really fell apart, and it started getting weird, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
Right? Oh, we're getting a MMA cage match between Paul Walter Hauser and Tom Lawler.
All right. Son of a bitch.
Right. I'm twisting your arm over here, but what was it? Small Mark said, so it's a Fear Factor spinoff. No, that's just the first half hour. This is just, it's literally a 2-hour block of fucking Spike TV.
Who's winning the first hour? The first bit?
Like I said, we're down to Ira and we're down to Steve. We've got a 62-year-old man who's jacked to all shit taking on former MMA fighter. And it's who can get not pushed into a pit by a bear in an American Gladiator rolly ball cage thing.
Oh my God.
It is literally, it's the best and worst thing. It's been a while that something has popped me like this. Of just, I can't look away. I can't look away. But we are, ooh. Hey.
Danny Jones. Hey.
So we're getting, well, I was trying to remember. It's not Ebra Hondez. He was with Alberto Del Rio. Why can't I remember his name? Oh.
It's okay. I'm sitting here blanking too. I'm trying to.
Fair enough, but we're getting Danny Jones taking on Bad Dude Tito right now. Again, in the Opera Cup round 1.
Bad mood, Tito.
Bad mood. No, bad mood. Bad mood, my guy.
He's in a bad mood.
Yeah, he's a bad man. This is we're back to the steel ball. Sorry. It's a 1-point difference between Steve and Ira. I need to know who wins. Imagine it's like being in a goddamn shark cage and there's just a bear between you
Right? It keeps making me think of Jackie Moon, bro.
It's so ridiculous because think about it. Like, this just like Steve just got shoved into this dugout pit that they have, and it took 12 seconds. Like, it's not one of those of like, and we've got 30 seconds, we've got a minute and a half on the clock of to see if you can fight back against the Bear. So the Bear just shows up and just like, nope, and we're done.
Right.
It's literally who can fall slower.
Yeah, 100%. Bad dude in the house, folks.
He looks like, you remember Wrath from WCW?
Yeah. Right.
He 100%. Yeah, that was Brian Adams, right? That wasn't Brian Clark.
Atom Bomb.
Yeah. Oh. Ha. Hold on. What the fuck? Sorry. So the 62-year-old one versus the Bear.
Bear.
Because even though the other guy fell slower, they somehow only gave him 2 points. I don't get the scoring system here, but yeah.
Both men exchanging forearms.
Right.
The main event was still a thing on late nights.
I'm still waiting for a Sunday Night Heat.
Right.
Man versus Bear versus Man Bear Pig.
Right.
Is the Bear member of Contra? Jesus. And Boumaye is not at all Contra.
Too funny.
Right.
But ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to make it last call here tonight on the stream. It's been a crazy Saturday night. I know MLW is still rolling along, but I hope everyone out there who's watching it enjoys it. But we're just under 3 hours, and we're going to tap.
We're over here popping about Bears, and we still got to figure out what's going on with Overdrive and everything. That'd be absolutely
right. We want to watch the rest of the show in peace.
Right. But we'll still take a peek at MLW.
Right. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, click all the buttons, follow us on social. Don't forget the Discord. Go get yourself some merch. We do have the merch in kicking now. So go check out that as well. Remember, we are back Monday and all week long for all your favorite wrestling.
Should I play the video? Should I play the video?
You want to play the video?
Fine, we'll play the video. You don't want to play the video?
We're good.
Okay, fair enough. But MDB is saying wrestling for life over everybody. Absolutely, 100%. Stoner Jesus, we've been blessed by the bunt, and Jesus saying, have a wonderful night, everyone. And of course, may the bunt be with you and always with you. Mike talking about what's on the peacock. I don't know what's on the peacock, my guy.
I have no idea.
Fair enough. But I think that sends it up perfectly here. Folks, it's been a Saturday night. We're off to all sorts of craziness. Back at it like a jackrabbit for Monday Night Raw. 100%. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talk about that rest, you're able to put that for life with it.
Happy weekend, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.